is available in high definition.
Whoa! Make sure. Nearly 400,000 people call the greater Halifax area home. This city has the world's second largest natural harbor, a lot of great seafood restaurants, amazing people, and for this week, some of the best curlers in the country. It's the 2010 edition of the Tim Hortons Brier, all the action inside the Halifax Metro Center. Brian Mudryk joined by Russ Howard, and you know what? Halifax is looking a lot like Hamilton when it comes to the standings early on. Remember back in 2007, it was Glenn Howard and Brad Gushue meeting in that 1-2 game. It was Gushue winning that one, advancing straight to the final, and then it was Glenn Howard beating Jeff Stoughton to advance to that final, and he knocked off Gushue in that final. And look at the standings, Russ. Right side, left side, quite the comparison. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Never. I have never seen that this early in the week. It's normally Desperation Thursday for the bottom teams. It's Desperation Wednesday here. 5 losses is a lot at this point in time.
When you talk about Glenn Howard, he won that Brier back in 2007 in Hamilton, went on to win the World Championship, but then a guy named Kevin Martin took over and dominated. He didn't lose a game since then, but now, obviously, Kevin Martin won that gold medal, and now this is basically Glenn's event to lose.
Really is. He's #1 ranked team in the world, all due respect to Kevin, who brought us back a gold medal. But they are going to be tough. They really, to be honest, haven't worked up a sweat. They've only had one real close game. Glenn had to make his last shot against British Columbia, but, you know, when you get old like he is, you want to leave him some hits. You know, you can hardly get out of the hack, and look what he did to his nephew here in the New Brunswick game. 1, 2, 3, without hammer, dodges a bullet there. Could have given up 3 or 4 points, and that could have been curtains for Ontario.
Stephen called that lucky, by the way, afterwards. When you talk about Newfoundland and Labrador, 1976, the last time that province won a Brier title, and Brad Gushue, definitely the big hope. And I'll tell you what, he had that silver medal from '07, but he has some great memories in this building that he can build off.
76, Toby MacDonald was on that team. That was Brad's coach when we won the Olympic gold medal, and it all started right here in this building. And you're right, it has to help his confidence, and it's really a hometown game for him. There's probably not going to be too many Briers in Newfoundland. There's not a building big enough, and he was taken under the wing of all the fans and just really enjoyed the experience here in '05, and I think the team's building on that.
You know, it's interesting. When you look at the standings, there's a few teams we expected to be there on top. You see K.Koe of Alberta in the mix, but a couple surprises have to be Northern Ontario and Quebec. And, of course, we'll have our eyes on those teams going forward as the matchups we show you from this morning coming up. This Wednesday morning, Saskatchewan will take on BC, a pair of 2 and 5 teams. The feature game, 6-1, Newfoundland Labrador facing Ontario at 7-0, perfect thus far. A couple of 1 and 6 teams trying to get some confidence going here. And then Quebec, a really nice surprise in Serge Reid and his team. He's a rookie, by the way, at 46 years of age, facing Alberta, both teams 5-2. So it's Brad Gushue versus Glenn Howard here at the Tim Hortons Brier. First rock next.
'10 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, proud supporter of Canadian curling.
Hey, want to go for a Tim's run?
Of course. Roll-up, son.
Yeah, because that's the cliche Canadian thing to do, right?
Yeah, right. Like we just sit around in our igloos, waiting for roll up the rim to win.
Yeah, then we hop on a moose and ride it over to Tim's.
Hey, everybody, grab your tubes. Roll-up, son.
I mean, who does that stuff, eh?
Did you just say A?
No.
I heard an A.
Hey, Canada, you could roll up the rim to win a Toyota RAV4, $10,000 in cash, Toshiba netbooks, Tim cards, and more.
It's the perfect name. Escape.
Let's go.
Anywhere.
The Ford Escape.
8-inch ground clearance.
Intelligent four-wheel drive.
Infotainment. Every safety feature available on the Escape. Standard.
It's fun to drive.
Comes in a V6, 4-cylinder, or hybrid.
It's the most fuel-efficient SUV on the planet.
My buddy.
I drive one.
I drive one.
I drive one.
The new 2010 Escape. This is Ford today. Drive one.
You get home to make a big family dinner to find your son has a nosebleed, your daughter has her nose pierced, and your nosy neighbor's been nosing around and wants to talk. And talk.
Luckily, there's M&M Meat Shop's famous seasoned boneless chicken breasts, ready fast and easy. Because when time isn't on your side, we are.
Here we go for the day on the road again. We can dream away the day. 'Cause this getaway is best with all of us.
The comfort of Purex. The feeling of home. It's softness they'll notice. Now with cashmere softness.
Just because it says for men doesn't mean it is. New Gillette Odor Shield Body Wash targets and neutralizes odor for up to 16 hours. Because you've got a man-sized odor hanging all over you. Gillette Odor Shield Body Wash. Wash like a man, feel like a man. Also try new Gillette Odor Shield Antiperspirant.
There's a new ticket in town, and it's big on Flex Appeal. Not only can you buy it, you can build it. Never before has one event pass been packed with so many options. The Big Ticket, a great new way to see Canada's best curling events. For complete details, visit seasonofchampions.ca. The Big Ticket with Flex Appeal. You buy it, you build it.
Every night, millions of Canadians sleep easy, knowing they have their licensed insurance broker to champion their needs in the event of a claim. Your best insurance is an insurance broker.
2010 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford. Drive one. By M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. And by Purex. It's softness they'll notice.
Well, it's a rematch of the 2007 Brier Final, Ontario versus Newfoundland and Labrador. It's time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Tim Hortons, proud supporter of Canadian curling.
Hi, I'm Glenn Howard from Team Ontario. My lead is Craig Saville, second Brent Lang, third Richard Hart, and we play under the Coldwater and District Curling Club.
Hi, my name is Brad Gushue, skip of Team Newfoundland Labrador. Our lead is Jamie Korab, our second is Ryan Fry, our third is Mark Nichols, and we curl out of the Valley Haley Golf and Curling Club.
Well, Brad Gushue, just 29 years of age, but already a Brier veteran when it comes to this competition. His 7th appearance, this time in Halifax, the 2010 edition. And it was Brad Gushue winning the draw to the button, so he has the hammer. Newfoundland and Labrador will have the red stones. Yellow stones go to Team Ontario, and leading things off for this team from the Coldwater and District Curling Club is lead Craig Saville.
Well, a couple of problems for the Ontario team here. They lost the toss, so they have to go first, which is always a disadvantage. And they also have the yellow rocks on sheet B. Now, earlier in the week, doing our scouting, we realized that the yellow rocks on B were the yellow rocks on A at the Olympic trials back in Edmonton in December, and that sheet had the worst percentage of win-losses between yellow and red of all the sheets, of all 4 sheets. And the yellow rock, there's a couple in there that are slightly different. Most sheets have that, but it's all about identifying them early enough. Now, Team Howard's one of the best in the world at doing that, but without Hammer playing Brad Gushue, you better have them figured out in a hurry.
Jamie Korab, lead stones for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Oh, looks like a lot of weight.
Wing. Back. Sit. Sit. Think it was that much? I thought it looked all right. Wow.
Unforced error by Jamie there. Not good at all. You have to give it to the sweepers, and you have 10 minutes to throw. There's really no excuse for that.
little more.
It's good. You
There,
need more.
tight. Tight. Little more. Take a look. Good. Whoa. Take a look. Close. Close. Room. Close. Gotta go. Yep. Whoa, whoa. Room. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
There.
Mine's good.
All
Mine's
there.
real good. Mine's real good. Mine's real good.
For us all week, we've seen some tremendous curl. I don't know how much ice there is out in Phoenix, but that's where Tim Yo, I believe, was, and they called him up, and him and his crew have done a fantastic job. There's been a lot of curl and some very slick ice times as well.
Absolutely. We've had 14 seconds hog to hog for the draws, 16 for guards the whole week. The players will tell you it's a little bit quicker in the morning. Jamie Korab will tell you that right now. And it's just making a slight adjustment, but it's what you're looking for as an athlete is to perform as well as you can, and you just hope the conditions are good, and it makes you look so good because the speed control is very, very consistent, and it helps the sweepers in not making any mistakes. There's a good example of it there. Jamie missed by a ton on his first one, came right back and made it within an inch.
Yeah.
Russ, maybe just dissect this matchup for us this morning. Obviously, these teams have faced each other many times. They're both two of the best teams in the world. We have former world champion, former Olympic gold medalist going head-to-head. Can we expect a lot of strategy, a lot of rocks in play here early on?
Both teams will go right at it for sure. They'll put a lot of rocks in play, and the battle of the angles is what is going to be interesting for me. And here it comes right here. Yes, Jamie missed the first one, but here's 3 perfect draws in a row, and it's all about getting that alignment. You see what Ontario's done. They get right to the face of that red rock, which isn't easy because of the guard. Now, if you run that yellow one back, the yellow was just thrown will stay there, and the red will bounce off the shot rock and roll out of play. It's all about getting the angles. If that didn't curl quite as much, it would be advantage Newfoundland.
Whoa. Whoa.
Ryan Fry, second stones for Newfoundland and Labrador. A little tick on that yellow stone, but can't remove it from the rings.
Another mistake by Ryan. Ryan slides in a tuck position, and most tuckers have a slow rotation on the out turn because they're down so low. They put the rotation on with the fingers, with the wrist. They float it out a little bit. Now, they're all good at it, don't get me wrong, but if they're ever going to miss on the out turn, it's usually wide.
Little tricks.
Brent Lang,
Yes. Hard line.
second stones here for Team Ontario.
Hard. Gotta go. Gotta go for it. Really gotta go. Come on, Sav, you got it. Hard. Go hard. Push. Hard. Go. Still got it. Go. Go. Bounce it off. Bounce it off. Sorry, boys. Get it off here, Brett. Okay.
Brett.
Yeah, you want to give it to your sweepers. That's the way you should do it. You're missing the right way as opposed to what Korab did. He whipped it right through, but the boys couldn't quite drag it there. Still a little bit of pebble in the first end.
That's real thin.
That's real thin.
Like a quarter is too thick.
Let's go, Fry.
Less than half.
Less than half.
A third.
You see a lot of these tuck slides out of Manitoba, and Ryan Fry no different. He is the Manitoba import for this team.
A little wide on the out turn again here, though. This has to come up.
Removes the 2 yellow guards, and that backward action, the shooter spills way left of your screen.
They would love to save that shooter, and they also tried to get the one at the top of the 8-foot, but still a good shot. Opens it up for Gushue later in the end.
Regular, going to be crispy here.
Yeah.
There's the word crispy again. The ice is so much harder than curling club ice. Matter of fact, it's one of the first times I've seen in years they're actually using the rocker and rocking the ice, Brian, before the game to smooth the tops of the pebble, as opposed to using what we call a clipping machine, which is the Ice King scraper on a slight less of an angle and just chips the top of the pebble off. But it's so sharp, they've decided to use the rocking machine. And when you hear the word crispy, they're worried that the pebble hasn't been broken down enough in that spot, and they therefore get a little more curl, and it's a little bit slower.
What did you say? Might not be able to get it.
And the rocker, Russ, is just kind of that wooden contraption where you slide all 16 rocks back and forth along the ice to break some of that pebble down.
Exactly, and I'm a big fan of that because it's a uniform motion. It takes all the pebble off everywhere. The nipper sometimes will take a little too much off in spots.
Got one, got two, and fouled all three from Bam Bam, the guy they call Mark Nichols.
That's his weapon. He made a ton of these right in this building to win the trials in 05. What a great shot. That's why these teams can play so aggressive. You asked me if it was going to be aggressive. They have the luxury of knowing if they do get into trouble, like Newfoundland did with two Pearly thrown rocks, one by Korab, one by Fry, that they can get out of a mess like that with the big weight.
Good shot.
Russ, you obviously had a chance to play with Mark Nichols. Where do you rank him amongst vices, not only here, but maybe in the world?
Oh, I think in the top 5. I really do. He's incredible. And the last 2 games at the Olympics, he was #1 in the world, in my opinion. He curled like 93 and 97% or something like that in the 2 biggest games of his life, and single-handedly helped us to win that medal.
Something underneath it.
The only negative I've seen with Mark is sometimes he doesn't pick up on the rocks quick enough, and he might struggle in a game, you know, 5 or 6 ends before he realizes he has one that's a little bit mismatched. But as the years go by, he'll get much better at that also, and look out, the future's bright for Mark Nichols.
47-year-old Glenn Howard, skip of this Team Ontario.
Yep.
Nice soft weight here, control weight, a good start just to get the feel of what your normal weight should be.
And contrary to what you said off the top of the show, he looks like he can get out of the hack. Not too bad, Russ.
Roll that way then.
Yeah, well, it's a morning game. He's going to have 2 today. He might be tired for the second one at his age.
That brotherly love, eh? Never gets old, does it?
Pretty simple end here now. Glenn wants to stay. Brad wants to stay, and you know, they want to force Brad Glenn might hit and roll somewhere else here and force Brad to a little tougher shot, a new path that they haven't seen.
I was firm on mine too. I was a little firm and it still curled on the other side. I think. Yeah.
See Craig Saville with the yawn there. Maybe a result of the morning game, having a stretch.
Yeah. Not a lot of nerves there with these teams. They've got so much experience. See, they always keep a broom down. That's wonderful.
Your way if you can, Mark.
You never know when it could catch something.
A little firm?
Just a little up from board.
Nice firm, guys.
Yeah.
Newfoundland and Labrador has the hammer here in 1. Final stone for Glenn Howard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep, yep, yep. Ah, okay. Hey, hard. Okay, okay.
Now the key there, Russ, was to try and roll to maybe a little bit different surface, something that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, halfway down they decided it wasn't going to roll far enough, so he saved the sweepers. But he was, yes, he was trying to go way over to the edge of the 12, maybe even put that yellow corner guard half in Brad's peripheral, and you know, exactly. Give him a different spot. He's too good a player if you give him the same shot twice. There's I don't want to put the announcer's curse on him, but this is pretty automatic for Brad Gushue.
Brad Gushue from the Valley Haley Golf and Curling Club.
Clean.
Final stone here in 1 for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Clean.
And the 29-year-old Will blank and retains the hammer. We're locked up at zeros here at the Halifax Metro Center.
Hey, Tim's Run, you want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich?
Sounds good.
Oh, on a biscuit bagel or English muffin?
Biscuit.
Got it.
Tim's does English muffins.
English muffin! Wait! English muffin! English muffin! Tim's English muffin! I want that breakfast sandwich on an English muffin.
Yeah, I heard you upstairs.
Oh,
Oh, great.
That's right. Tim Hortons' new English muffin breakfast sandwich. Perfect with your favorite coffee.
Always Tim Hortons.
The goal of the program is for the kids to have fun curling. By taking the program into the schools, we're reaching a lot of communities that have no access to curling, that have never seen the sport before. So we're hoping to reach a whole new audience base and of course, youth as well. I mean, for the future of the sport, we've got to get kids involved. I think you can hear and see by the screaming and yelling that they're really enjoying it. So, I mean, we want them to think of curling as fun when they do get an opportunity to get out on the ice and play.
You always dreamed of living in a place like this, but sometimes the land can be challenging. That's where the expertise of a John Deere dealer comes in. Together, we'll find the best solution so you'll know you've spent wisely to get the most out of your property. Because we know you love your land, every last bit of it.
Why are sponge towels so absorbent? Well, this pattern of concentric rings provides us sponge pockets with maximum absorption. The unique design allows us to take on any spill. Oh, look. There's one now. See? Dry as a bone. It's also quite slimming. Sponge towels with super absorbent sponge pockets. Nothing absorbs like it.
Me laisse pas l'aimer. Pourtant c'est lui que tu veux. Pas l'aimer. Et tu m'oublies peu à peu. Je sais qu'un jour viendra. Tu tomberas dans ses bras. Non, tu ne peux pas résister. Il sait que c'est plus fort que toi. Et comme il te veut, un jour il t'aura.
Yes, do hurry. Our 54-piece Oriental Party Pack is just $9.99 for a limited time. No Bonspiel is complete without these delicious appetizers. M&M meat chops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Every night, millions of Canadians sleep easy, knowing they have their licensed insurance broker working for them, providing coverage tailored to their particular needs. Your best insurance is an insurance broker.
Update for you on this Wednesday morning at the Halifax Metro Center. A couple of 5-2 teams battling it out. Both these teams trying to get into the Final Four. Final stone here for a nice surprise thus far in this Brier. Serge Reid, the 46-year-old, his final stone in one.
A couple of Alberta stones tucked in behind a corner guard, and no choice for other than for Quebec to actually play the simple draw here. They have to go early in this one, though. Oh, looks good.
There you see the house, those two yellow stones, but Serge Reid with nice weight. He draws the forefoot as Quebec picks up the single and leads 1-0 after one. And across the ice surface over to sheet A now, it is Saskatchewan, Daryl McKee. He's at 2-5 facing British Columbia. Final stone here for the skip from the Newfoundland Curling Club in Saskatoon.
The double here to possibly score 1 or 2, it looks like. Ooh, where's the sweeper?
And a little late on the brush there from Tom Shapitka, so that does stick around. And there is 2 for Saskatchewan as he leads Jeff Richard 2-0.
Wow, they might have been able to get that one out of there.
If they had Russ Howard sweeping, might have worked. Nova Scotia has a 3-0 lead over Prince Edward Island after the first end there. And as for our feature game, Newfoundland and Labrador had the hammer in one. Brad Gushue blanks, retains that hammer, so we are scoreless with action underway here in the second end.
Well, Jamie Korab's got it figured out now. Center guard went up. They came around dead perfect, top of the forefoot. Ontario froze on the intern side, and then a really nice freeze by Jamie, dead on line, and no choice for Ontario to peel us out of here. Try to hit it thin, and it will remove both the Newfoundland rocks. Great shot. Seems so routine, but they're you know, those freezes are within inches of each other, and the big weight double leaving Ontario sitting one almost buried.
down. I like the bump through.
Okay. Just through.
So Russ coming in, Newfoundland Labrador 6-1. Ontario obviously 7-0. Both these teams expected to be in the Final Four. Do you treat this like just another round-robin game, or as a team, would you have a discussion and maybe just talk about past experiences and past good experiences against each other?
Yeah, you do talk about your opponent. Some teams don't like changing their game plan. They have one set style, but you try to find a weakness in the opponent, if there is one in this case, and exploit it. And if you look at the numbers, Glenn's out-turn draws are 15% lower than his in-turn draws. Now, mind you, his in-turn draws are 97%, but he's missed the odd out-turn draw, and funnily enough, Gushue's done the same thing. He's 12% different on his draws, so we'll have to see here that it's both out-turns that they're having trouble with.
Brent Lang, second stones for Ontario. Of course, him and Craig Saville, former teammates of John Morris, back in the junior days in Ontario.
Yeah, great front end. My father had a chance to coach them for a season, and incredible junior career, obviously, with Johnny Moe, and they've just stepped right into the role with the two veterans, Richard Hart and Glenn Howard, and they've had 5 incredible years.
Top 8.
Wait only, guys.
Top 8.
Now, Brad hit the first one, didn't quite get it out, but managed to stay. Glenn had to hit it, and it's behind the tee line, so all of a sudden it's offensive opportunity for Newfoundland. Once they're behind the tee line, then you can play aggressively.
Okay.
Really?
Huh?
Oh, I guess. Yeah. If the line's good, let's tap it so it's third.
Not a good shot by Ryan Fry.
I
think if there's any discrepancy in these two teams, it's the finesse shots. Gushue's team, the whole lineup can hit, but we've seen 2 bad draws, one from Korab and one from Ryan Fry here, and you can't leave Richard Hart what we call a freebie. He'll kill you.
Gotta go for it.
I don't think so.
Whoa, then. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Wait only. Room.
Room. Whoa.
Room. Line's good. Line's good.
Whoa, room.
Room.
To it. Right off. Little bump right now. We're about to curl.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep.
Let's try to bump it. Go, 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 go. Go, gear Saville. Go, go. That works.
Ontario's sitting 3, but they won't be happy with the situation. It's really a wall in favor of Newfoundland here, and they can come in with either turn here and put a lot of pressure on Richard Hart's next shot.
And Russ, how crucial to have this draw above that tee line?
Very crucial, because Hart will weld one on there, and now you're shrinking the scoring area. So if you could get this in the top 4 area, then when they go to remove it, not only will their shooter roll open, but it might jam on one of those back yellows.
T-line.
Might as well freeze it here.
We're not that far.
Okay, we'll leave it above it.
Sit.
Stop.
And there's that communication from the front end to Brad Gushue, but kind of in no man's land there as it slides.
Yeah, a hair deeper than they wanted, and they almost put the audible on at the hog line, and Brad said, why don't you freeze it? And Jamie said you couldn't get it that far, and that's great judgment by the front end for Newfoundland. That's the difference I've seen this week. We have the luxury of watching a lot of games, and the difference with the teams with 5 losses and the ones that are still in the hunt, I think that's one of the biggest keys right there, is controlling the rock with the sweeping.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Line's good.
Not
Whoa.
it's there.
Whoa.
Line only right now.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hard. Line only.
Gotta go.
Bumping. Gotta go. Hard. You gotta go.
That front end getting their first workout now. Brent Lang, Craig Saville, early scrub.
Go, go.
Little tap on the redstone, and they tap it far enough as Ontario is now shot stone.
That's exactly why. You're right, Brian. They wanted that red one a little higher. If that red one had been 6 inches higher, then Richard makes that shot. Red is still sitting 1.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Perfect weight control there. They just swept it as much as they could to get it by.
Yeah.
Once they decided it was by, then they got off it for a while, let it curl, then swept it again to get shot rock. Beautiful stone, forcing Newfoundland to play a defensive strategy by running this either straight back or on an angle to open up the front.
Yep. Real hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Mark
whoa,
Nichols.
Whoa.
Runs the guard out, a little bonus, picks the Yellowstone out as well.
We'd love to run it back and hit the yellow, because even if the yellow goes back on an angle onto the red's locked at the back of the forefoot.
He just drills it anyway, and that stays.
Yeah.
That stays for second.
Right? That's real dangerous. Yeah, we can't do that.
You like the guard?
Yeah.
Sort of, but if you're off at all, it's bad news.
Well, if you make it half and he goes like that, and then the freeze is open.
Yeah, I think we guard.
But I think we guard.
You can't tap.
No matter what, he's second shot.
Yeah.
No, I know. Or we'd be frozen on the button.
It just springs
behind
off a little.
Yeah, but if you're right just off of here.
Yeah.
I gotta go here a bit, eh?
Okay. Speed's good.
Okay.
Tight, eh? Like even if you, you know, even if you come into there.
I don't think Ontario has a choice. They've got to go here, but if this thing over curls, if they put it more in this area, it allows Newfoundland to come down, tap this. If they tap it onto here and get lucky there, moving this one back, they can actually sit 3 points. And this has all happened because of the freeze to the rock behind the tee line. Once they're behind the tee line, it really hurts your chances, especially without hammer. Glenn has to have the line absolutely perfect here.
Russ, we heard some input there from the front end. Is that something pretty common with this team?
Yeah, good point. Very common, hugely common. A lot of coaches don't like that, but Glenn's open to all the opinions. Some skips can't handle it, some can, but they're all so sharp, and they played together in so many big games that they're basically thinking on the same page anyways.
Whoa. Good shot. Spot.
All right. Okay.
Bad, foot heavy.
What's that?
Spot.
A little heavy, I guess.
Yeah.
That's still pretty good, actually. We have a lot of red ones.
Yeah, it's
That sticks over there.
I think we just played a straight double this way.
Yeah.
You almost want to touch this so he doesn't do this. You know what I mean?
Even if he does do that, we're still going to have a pretty easy shot for one.
I wouldn't say easy.
What do
We'll
you
have
think?
a relatively...
Just off nose, eh? 3/4. 3/4 might miss it.
Well, you want to stay. I think.
Yeah. There.
Although double is most important. I think a hair more. Yeah.
I like that, Russ. The Vice
don't wanna
says
know.
you'll have an easy shot. Brad says relatively easy. Sounds easy when you're not throwing it, isn't it?
It's so true. Yeah. Brad would like to run this back a little on the high side. Almost hit it where the broom is, and Brad's out turn doesn't curl that much. He pops it out a little bit, throws a lot of weight. So
It looks tight. What kind of weight are you throwing?
little off center, makes the double, tries to save the red one at the back, and then it's decision time for Ontario.
Whoa! Brad Gushue, his first stone here in 2.
He backed that up for sure. Brad, once in a while, slides it a little tight, backs it up, and that will not curl.
Get it. Okay.
Okay.
Will remove another yellow stone behind the tee line. Still Ontario with shot rock.
Slid tight and I chicken out.
There it is there, slid tight. Once in a while, it's hard to, when you're aiming just off center line, and the hack,
that is too,
Brian,
I guess. I don't know.
is lined up straight at the center line. It's easy to slide down the line.
I guess I throw the same. You still got the same. Oh, yeah, pretty good.
I can't think of a better shot.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
I think you're better out of the house, though, yeah.
Same then.
Yeah, you were out to it.
I
It's
know.
finished, eh?
Same spot?
A couple feet short.
Short? Okay.
Russ, how valuable is a guy like Richard Hart? Not only a great thrower, but he just seems to have such a calm presence in the house. He offered suggestions. He doesn't really push anything on Glenn. Has a really good demeanor.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge. You know, it's all about confidence. Glenn's the guy that has to make the last shot, the important shot. But if you've got somebody in there like that saying, yeah, I think this is the right call. It's all the way he sells it, right? I agree. Instead of going, well, you can't go there, and you don't miss it this way. And I think it really does help Glenn.
Over curl.
Uh-oh.
Right to it?
No.
No.
Same.
Over curl. Over curl.
Sit.
Whoa.
If this
over curl.
completely curls,
Down.
Gushue's going to have an opportunity here.
JG.
Okay.
Okay. Well, he just got away with it. That curls another 6 inches is a raise for 3.
Didn't quite get it out to you. It's not bad, actually.
Russ, can you hit half that yellow onto the red, remove the yellow behind T-line, and still sit 3, though?
Jeez,
I don't think so.
Catching on, bud.
Not my first rodeo, buddy.
I don't think so.
I think you're right. I think you hit it almost on the center line. Get it this way. Hopefully this goes, and you try, hopefully save your shooter, because you have to throw a lot of weight.
I really like the pick, because we could pick our own, too.
Onto there.
Okay, nose hit.
Yeah.
Onto
play
there
it thick,
through.
see if we can clip it.
Just a hair low, or?
I think right on the nose.
Right on the nose?
Yeah.
Tough shot, but we've seen this team make them before, haven't we?
They're actually going the other way. I thought they were going to try to run this yellow that's second shot, or that is shot rock, off towards the center line side. They now decided to hit the front one dead on, peel the 2 of them. You score 1 that way. I don't think he can score more than 1, but it's an easier shot to score your 1. And Brad, even though he's young, he understands that he doesn't want to give up a steal here.
I thought Russ maybe hit the one in the forefoot with what they could see, but
they couldn't see enough of it, Brian.
Okay. Run back. Got 1. Spills the 1 yellow, but just not the right angle. So it looks like 1 Ontario.
Yeah, I think it's a steal of 1 here. It was close.
By a mile.
Is it? You wouldn't lie to me, eh, Mark?
No, Richie.
Boy, he's not sliding very well.
Okay, if you say so.
Oh, apparently not. I didn't take a look.
Mark said us by a mile, and Richard was wondering if he was lying to him. All in good fun.
Thanks, Richard.
I thought it was close. We were pretty confident. I think it was there all day.
So it's 1 for Newfoundland and Labrador after lots of discussion and discussion between Russ and I up here in the booth as I try to play telestrator. It's 1-0.
We hit half of that red one. We had to get that one 6 more feet.
Where do the best players in the world go after Vancouver? To another world stage in the middle of Canada's curling heartland.
This is where the world will rock.
Got your tickets?
This is where the world will rock.
Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for 29 years.
We speak car. And guess what? The car listens with voice-activated sync technology.
Calling Nina.
Hi. The car sings with a 12-speaker Sony audio system. And the car watches with a class-exclusive blind spot information system with cross-traffic alert. We speak the 2010 Ford Fusion. This is Ford today. Drive one.
At 5 months, your baby is about 8 inches long and weighs about 1 pound. At 5 months, my pregnancy ended, and Emma's life began at 4 months in a neonatal unit. I'm Diane Gushue, and this is Emma, my happy and healthy little girl. The Sandra Schmirler Foundation provides critically needed funds for neonatal care right across Canada. Please help. A donation of $100 goes a long way in helping newborns like Emma. Not every child grows up to be a champion like Sandra, but every child deserves a chance to grow up.
Canada's largest coast-to-coast mover, AMJ Campbell, has been moving households and offices locally and internationally since 1934. As the most trusted movers in Canada, AMJ Campbell is your source for your home, office, or do-it-yourself move. At AMJ Campbell, we treat your possessions like they're our own. AMJ Campbell is the only moving company that you can pay on your Sears card to earn Sears Club points. Thinking of moving? Call AMJ Campbell.
Take me into the fight, I'm an easy brother, I'm on fire, I'm on fire.
The Callaway FTIC driver, beyond law.
SeasonofChampions.ca is Canada's home for all things curling. From the best event tickets to the latest scores and stats to exclusive Team Canada clothing. It's all yours today at SeasonofChampions.ca.
We will keep a close eye on this game all morning long. Quebec, Alberta, both coming in with 5-2 records. Final stone here for K.Koe out of the Saville Sports Center in Edmonton. A hit for his 2.
Well, if it's a hit, there's a pretty good chance he's going to make it. Kevin's a fabulous hitter. Good mechanic, slightly bent arm. I love the rotation he throws on all of them, but this is a soft shot here. He's got to sneak by the guard. Get to the line. Oh, easy. Made it easy. Looks like 2, I think, Brian.
2 it is. 2 on Alberta in a crucial matchup when it comes to our standings. And over on Sheet C, a battle of teams just trying to find a little bit of confidence here and pick up some wins. Final stone on the way here from PEI and Rod MacDonald. He's facing the local kid in Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc out of Nova Scotia.
Roddy's got great touch. He never overthrows too many rocks. Got to sneak by the guard, though, here. Ticket, nice to roll in, and I think it's for 2.
It is for 2. So Nova Scotia leading 3-2 after 2. Rod MacDonald, he played in his first Brier back in 1978. And over in the contest between Jeff Richard and Team BC facing Saskatchewan and Daryl McKee, a steal for Saskatchewan. So Sasky leading 3-0 after 2 ends of play. And back in our feature game, I have to tell you, some pretty good trust between Mark Nichols and Richard Hart. After looking it over, we actually thought, Russ, it might have been Ontario picking up 1, but we were wrong, as usual. Newfoundland and Labrador picks up the single and lead 1-0 with action underway here in 3.
That sure looked like it, and I thought he'd play it the other way, but it was safer the way Brad played it. And then that's a veteran call from a 29-year-old, and it was an easier way to score as 1, but it sure didn't look. It looked measurable for sure.
Wait on me, guys. Top 12. Got a lot of room here.
Top 12.
Now your basic opening here, Newfoundland went short. Team Ontario threw a nice corner guard really wide, which I like. Jamie Korup came around half buried on the intern side. Then Craig Saville actually tried to hit and stay, but actually overthrew it a little bit, rolled out, and gave Newfoundland the chance to bury in a perfect position from Ryan Fry. And he made the mistake last end that caused some problems for Newfoundland, but a great come around on the outturn side for Ryan Fry.
Easy, easy.
Close, all right.
Line's good.
It's there, Rich.
Lots of weight, sir. Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
it's there.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Little
whoa.
bump. It's there.
Line's real good.
Well,
That's
needs
going.
to
Whoa,
curl.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Line's perfect here. They want it to slow down. They don't want to bounce in the
That's
open.
good. Boy, boy.
Great weight control.
Russ, the NHL on TSN back tonight. Wednesday night hockey. Roberto Luongo and the Canucks rolling to Phoenix to take on the Coyotes. Live coverage begins at 10 Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Last night, the Canucks battled back to beat the Avalanche. Henrik Sedin, 3 assists in that one.
Top 12. Top 12. Whoa.
So we bring you back to some different ice here, the curling ice in our feature matchup. Newfoundland and Labrador leading Ontario 1-0. Second stone's on the way here in the third end.
Bounce it off here. Bounce it, bounce it, bounce it. Bounce it. Hard, hard, hard. Hard mark, hard mark. Go, 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 go.
Ryan Fry, little tap on that yellow stone.
Not what he wanted, though, because he taps it frozen. It's now going to be very difficult later in the end to move that yellow Ontario rock, which obviously spills out the back red one, the shot rock, and advantage Ontario here.
Whatever. I think the corner's the best result. We lie too.
Not a lot of ring over there to be in that high.
Oh, that's enough.
Normal.
Just enough, eh? Okay.
Normal.
I like
Normal.
that.
Too much.
You don't want
Make
too
him
much.
freeze.
That's true. Good call.
It's funny, you'll hear more discussion, some input from the front end once again.
Yeah, they talk a lot, but it keeps them in the game, and this is definitely narrow to Langer's hand. He was trying to hit half a rock, roll in behind the corner. This isn't close.
Way over. Go, 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 go. Gee. Oops.
Jeez.
Brutal.
How much space do you have?
two problems with that shot. Not only does it set up a double, but if you were coming in from the left-hand side of the camera angle, you can't dislodge that yellow one. Now that he gets to come at it from the right-hand side, the double's pretty easy.
Right there? I like peel. Okay. Whoa! Off! Off!
We've seen a few of Mark's interns run straight here. That has to curl a lot.
Gets one. And he moves that Yellowstone off the face of the red. Newfoundland Labrador line 1.
Good try, he hung around, but he would love to have made the double and just popped it out just a fraction.
There, eh?
Make the double, yeah.
Beats reckon on the guard, though. That guard was in the peripheral.
There's enough room for that. Double.
Yeah, double.
Hey, what do you think, Brent? Did you hook it, or is it going to curl?
I was tight. I threw it like inside edge of rock.
My read was straight down this spot.
No, I don't think it's
not
straight.
Okay.
But that was mostly me.
What am I throwing? Regular?
Just up normal. Not feel. Nice. It'll curl a little.
Okay.
This is where the communication from this Ontario team is so valuable. Langer really turned it in. Instead of saying, "Oh, it must curve there," he admitted it. Hart listened to him and said, "My read in this spot is straight." Is it straight? Because obviously Lang's over curled.
Right off.
Richard Hart wants the double. He will jam, though, and that rock in the forefoot is half buried.
Another mistake. Richard was right. He read it straight. But because Lang threw it so tight, I think that planted a seed in Richard's mind that it might curl a little bit. He upped the weight. They swept it early and hit it in the exact wrong spot again. And a couple unforced errors here by Team Ontario.
Normal! Whoa, right off! Off, Jamie.
That is hard.
Normal! Whoa! Whoa! Normal! Whoa, off. That's way too much quickness. Jeez.
Yeah. Firm normal. Firm normal. Oh, really firm
normal, yeah.
It's almost firm, really firm normal.
For board, firm board.
It's almost firm normal.
Okay. I kind of...
For us, maybe just a quick lesson for us and the viewers at home not familiar. They throw out a lot of different terms. Normal, firm normal, peel. Maybe just a quick lesson on that.
Well, it's going all the way up to scale the way you've had it. Normal is roughly, if we use a time clock, roughly a 9-second takeout for the men, hog line to hog line. You know, let's call it 10 miles an hour. When firm normal, you'd throw it at 13 miles an hour type thing. You're throwing it a little bit harder.
So you'd hit a stopwatch right there at that hog line?
Exactly. Now in this case, it'll take about 13, 14 seconds because Richard's throwing maybe hack weight. But normal is roughly 9 from there to there.
Whoa, line's real good.
Might as well kill it. Might as well kill it.
Want to kill it?
Try.
Go, Langer. I don't think you're going to go as far as it goes. Good
right?
shot. As far as it goes.
Nice shot.
Ah, boy.
And the key, because there's so much curl here, Brian, it is all about the weight. If Team Ontario throws that a hair lighter, it has more time to curl. Rex and the garden's a total miss. So
I had the right read
really
on
have to
it,
communicate.
And then Brent spooked me with,
he hooked
his.
it.
Yeah,
He didn't tell you.
No, he said he was tight.
Oh,
he didn't say he hooked it.
No, okay.
Because I was thinking straight over there.
Yeah,
and it was. I actually called at one point.
Oh, I agree, but it was going in there.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't out of your hand, it went back.
It's definitely
like,
a track
exactly.
over there.
Like, out of your
with
hand,
weight.
it was great, and then I thought, okay, looks good, and then it went, whoop.
You saw Mark popped his, but it was going the other way.
Yeah.
Great discussion there, Richard. Even though they've missed 2 shots there, they now know that's a straight spot. And they identified Mark's release as a pop release, which I mentioned in the first end. You have to know the releases of all of both team members to be that accurate. This could be on the guard.
I wasn't convinced. Hair light, maybe?
Team Ontario still line 1.
His weight's pretty close. My intern's going to curl more than his out turn, eh?
There it is. We talk about that a lot. You're trying to follow a left-hander's out turn, which doesn't curl as much as Brad Gushue's in turn, and just enough to fool him.
I try and roll.
The draw's tough, isn't it? Where do you
draw
draw
it is,
to?
I agree.
just draw a tap, or you got actually it's easier with the low weight. It's easier with hack.
Yeah. You could freeze on the back.
Make that with hack?
You can throw the out turn, freeze low.
Here.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Just got to get him a run at the double, but he's got to run.
If you get low, there is no double.
That's true.
And this guard, I mean, if you're anywhere near, you're past that.
I don't mind that. I like that.
Speed should be good here, Glenn. Now listen, I threw this. This is where I threw in practice, where that's going to the button. I threw it out there and it went to the button. Like it's a dish.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think you take more than less.
Okay.
Even if we're
Like, this is where Brent's
even if
hip
it doesn't
curl big.
we're just back eight.
Like, that guard's a fair ways over. Like, let's not mess with the guard.
Just gotta get it back eight.
The gut feeling for Glenn was to freeze to the back of him, but you can't. There's just so much curl here. You'd be over here somewhere, so you'd have to tap it back. So they've elected to play the draw, which is the safest way to sit two.
He's taking a ton of ice.
Yeah, that's gotta be
Great communication, too. You hear Richard Hart talking about practice. Obviously, they look at each and every hit, turn, in turn, out turn, where they threw in practice, and that input's so valuable.
It's unbelievable, and it also keeps all four members of the team focused and in the game. There's no like, oh, whatever, what are they doing? They're all right into it, and that's what makes them play at such an elite level.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Whoa, 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 heavy.
No, off. It is heavy. Super heavy.
This isn't curling like it should. If it isn't curling, it means it's heavy. Oh, we got problems here.
A big mistake there from Glenn Howard. He slides it right through.
Roll. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking he can't nose it if we nose, and then he's got to play the same draw.
He's playing the same draw. Yeah.
Well, they swept it 3/4 of the way down.
I know.
I did not throw that very hard.
No, I know it's good out there.
It's better out there.
Yeah.
I did not throw that hard at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
Oh, cow.
Curls though too. You had the perfect line.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, the line was gold. It looked like they thought you might have had too much ice. Is that what they said to you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't worry.
We ran on that guard, but if the weight's good, that comes right over.
Oh, I
this
know.
thing. Yeah.
I just
you had the line.
hammered it though. Like just whatever.
And Russ, a lot of
We might have the
teams,
same shot here.
some now, you look at Kevin Martin, Ben Hebert, Mark Kennedy, won't use the stopwatches.
I think it's fine.
And we'll watch here as Brad Gushue goes to throw. A lot of the front ends will time these rocks from right there, hit the stopwatch, and they'll hit it right there at the hog line, take that time to decide if they should sweep or not.
Exactly, and it gives you a rough idea of where it's going because you have a constant distance, and once you figure out what draw weight is, and then any differences on the stopwatch, you then know whether it's light or heavy.
Hard, Mark, hard, hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Brad Gushue hits a little flip, and just a tiny bit buried, but still quite accessible.
This has been an end that was really should have been broadcast on radio. There's been a ton of misses here, but I'll tell you, if you ever do a clinic, play this whole end because I love the mental approach of both teams. Brad just rolled, he didn't roll Barry there, he rolled half Barry, which forces Glenn to go wide to get around that rock, and that was discussed. But I love what Richard Hart just did. He was doing damage control with his skipper there. Glenn felt he threw the right weight. The boys gave him the wrong information possibly, if you can take Glenn's side of it, and they swept it a little bit. So he was a little hot under the collar when he arrived, and Richard did a fabulous job of doing the Dr. Phil at the vice position.
It's curling, line's tight.
Whoa. Okay. It's there. Line only.
Okay.
Final still 0-3 for Glenn Howard.
Wouldn't hurt us.
A couple red stones in the house.
Little feather.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's a hair heavy, but it's also a hair tight. They don't know what to do with it, so they're trying to get by as tight as they can.
Has to dig in, needs to bite the forefoot, and it will.
Good call, guys.
As that front end makes amends, and a good sweeping call this time around as Glenn Howard, Team Ontario, pick up one and ties up the match.
Yep.
You get home to make a big family dinner to find your son has a nosebleed, your daughter has her nose pierced, and your nosy neighbor's been nosing around and wants to talk. And talk.
Luckily, there's M&M Meat Shop's famous seasoned boneless chicken breasts, ready fast and easy. Because when time isn't on your side, we are.
Fuel economy matters to me.
Matters to Ford. Ford Motor Company has improved fuel economy more than any other major automaker.
Have you heard of EcoBoost?
Less fuel.
Fewer emissions.
More power.
The Fusion Hybrid.
It goes 75 kilometers per hour on battery power. That even beats Toyota Prius.
I get 1,200 kilometers on a tank.
I can go a month without filling up.
This car can teach me to drive smarter.
Ford is obsessed with fuel economy.
Without giving up performance.
Hey, I still want my fun.
If you haven't seen this lineup, you haven't seen Ford.
Every night, millions of Canadians sleep easy, knowing they have their licensed insurance broker working for them, protecting their homes, automobiles, and businesses. A professional who's on their side, offering a choice of the best insurance companies, coverage tailored to their particular needs, and who is their champion in the event of a claim. Your best insurance is an insurance broker.
Redeeming your points with rewards credit cards can be really
Hard! Hurry hard!
With their rewards expiration and travel restrictions, getting rewards you actually want can be really
hard.
But with a rewards card from Capital One, redeeming is
easy.
With a rewards MasterCard from Capital One, it's easy. Travel when and where you want or redeem for cash. Visit CapitalOne.ca.
What's in your wallet?
Hockey? Hockey's our game. But really, it's much more than just a game. It's a passion that brings us all together. On frozen ponds, at the community rink, and in our living rooms. It's the feeling you got the first time you stepped on the ice. The feeling you had when you scored your first goal. Hockey is in our driveways. It's in our dreams, in every post-game celebration. It's in the streets every time your friend yells, "Car," in every rink across the country. It's in our hearts. Hockey is that thought inside your head saying, wouldn't it be amazing? Getting up every day and playing.
Doing something that you love to do.
Tim Hortons celebrates hockey as it brings together all Canadians who love this game.
Well, it's draw 12 here on this Wednesday morning. 4 teams come in with 5-2 records, and here's a pair of them. Quebec facing Alberta. Final stone here for Serge Reid.
He's in a bit of trouble here. There's one in the butt and one in the top of the 4. He can't possibly hit it because of a guard. So it's a really tough draw here with 0 backing. Speed's pretty close. Oh, there's no way getting in there anyways.
As K.Koe leans in, sweeps it a bit, and that will be a steal of 1 for Team Alberta, so they lead 3-1 after 3 ends of play. Meantime, it's British Columbia taking on Team Saskatchewan. Both these teams cannot afford another loss with 2-5 records coming in. Final stone here from Jeff Richard out of the Kelowna Curling Club in British Columbia.
Well, we thought Quebec had a tough shot. Look at this one. There was one Quebec couldn't get to. There's 2 they can't get to here. Try to limit the damage.
As Corte puts the brush down and brings it back far enough, and that is a steal of 2 for Team Saskatchewan. So they have a commanding 5-0 lead after 3. And it's a rematch of that 2007 Tim Hortons Brier, the one that was played in Hamilton, Ontario, and it's a close one thus far. Newfoundland Labrador and Glenn Howard and Team Ontario locked up at 1 with action here now underway in end number 4.
Ontario being forced to 1 threw up the center guard. Jamie Korob came around on his in turn, which has been his better turn all week. And the skips will do that. You figure out what's working, and when there's only 1 guard out there, you can obviously play whichever turn you want. And a little tap out there by Team Ontario.
Yep. Come on, Mark. Hack! Whoa! Hack! Close. No. Close. Yep. Throw it away a bit.
Hard on that, Brad.
Hard on the red. Hard on the red. Yellow should be going. Okay.
As we look at Brent Lang, second stones for Team Ontario. Russ, this team has played at the highest of levels. They won a world championship. Just want to ask you your thoughts Do teams ever still get nervous during games such as these? Is there a bit of those butterflies before games, or is it to the point they've been there, done that so many times it doesn't bother them?
Yeah, I think there's you know, if you didn't have some anxiety or excitement, you shouldn't be playing the sport. But they know how to channel it. They know how to turn it into the positives. And I always felt if I wasn't nervous for a game, I wasn't going to be into the game. And but both these teams, you're absolutely right, have done it so many times that it's second nature. And the danger is not mentally showing up for a game.
Back line.
Oh, it's really hanging in that spot.
First one here from
Go on the,
Ryan Fry.
Yeah, that's too much weight. Go on the yellow. As far as you can go. Go, go, go.
Ryan
go.
Fry making
All right,
his
all right,
third
all right.
Brier appearance. He actually played for Jeff Stoughton back in 2007 when they lost in that semifinal to Glenn Howard.
Might have been a couple feet
And it's
heavy,
interesting,
but
if you watch the strategy for Newfoundland Labrador, it's actually Fry that will vice at times and let the, I guess you could call it front end or the sweepers then, of Jamie Korab and Mark Nichols do the brushing. And Russ, they do this because...
Well, Ryan Fry is obviously a great athlete. Look at the arms on him. He can sweep, but that's not the reason. Nichols and Korab have swept front end all the time. Even when I played with them going to the Worlds or the Olympics, I actually held the broom for obvious reasons. And I just think Korab and Nichols are underrated at judging the sweeping. They do a fabulous job. And I know that is the reason that Nichols is sweeping, even though he's the third thrower, instead of Ryan Fry. And it's so crucial now, Brian, with the amount of curl. And no better example than Lang and Saville walking that last shot of Glenn Howard's in there. They knew it was heavy, but they also knew they had to sweep it for line, and they just swept it the exact right amount to sneak by the top one in the forefoot and allow it to slow down at the back of the forefoot to score a single. Most teams would make a mistake there, and it would be 2-0 for Newfoundland.
Hard! Hard, hard, hard. No,
Brian Fry hits.
Spin it up. Okay, good.
Nearly gets them both, but it is Newfoundland Labrador lying one. That Yellowstone hanging on, back 12. It's been a tough go thus far when you talk about Nova Scotia. Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc from Halifax out of the Mayflower Curling Club, facing PEI on this Wednesday morning. His final stone in 3.
Pile of red in there for PEI also. He has to make this one. They've had trouble with the line all week. A lot of over curls, and they're pounding it for line. Got to get it by.
Phil Crow, Kent Smith, the front end, pound away. And it would go to a measurement, but we can tell you that Nova Scotia did pick up 1. So it's Nova Scotia leading PEI 4-2 after 3. Both those teams looking for win number 2 of this Tim Hortons Brier here in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Top 8.
Yeah.
Nice double by Ryan Fry, hanging around behind the tee line. That's the key point. Glenn Howard had to hit it. Those two rocks that are back there are not a concern at this point in time in the end. So with hammer, Gushue is going to turn to the offense, try to put pressure on Richard Hart with a nice come around here in front of the tee line. Most teams would play that double, Brian, and that would then give Ontario an offensive chance. So it's the first one in to win. Keep this in front of the tee line, and Ontario's got a tough shot.
Okay, good shot.
Russ, earlier we touched upon the point that Jamie Korab, and you see Mark Nichols right there, do a lot of the brushing. Even though Mark is the third, he will sweep, much like a front end will. You were really impressed with the veteran front end of Craig Saville and Brent Lang in that last stand on Glenn's final stone. You really feel that they were a big difference in getting that single point.
Oh, they did an incredible job. It looked like it was on the guard, so they wanted to sweep, but they were smart enough to know it was a hair heavy, and they were aiming at a spot about 3 feet big, or not even 3 feet big, but 2 feet. And the choice was, do we sweep it to get it by and be heavy? Do we let it wreck and have them steal one? And they did the exact right communication all the way down. And if anybody wants to do a sweeping clinic, roll the tape of that shot, because all the way down it's we need a tick. It's a little bit heavy. We can't go on it yet. We've got to go soon for line. And all 4 of them talked it out and did the best possible job they could do with a slightly overthrown rock. And that was a big point for Ontario.
No, it's great. No, Langer.
We've got to get close to the line here, or they're going to tap it onto the yellows.
Go, Brent. Go, Brent.
And they squeak it by. They will. And Ontario flies 3.
I think Ontario is the best at the world at that shot. They had to hair the guard, and they had to throw it light enough to get maximum curl, because if that curls any less, it's jamming on the yellow Ontario rocks.
weight off. Yep,
Mark Nichols
yep.
competing in his
Hard.
6th Brier.
Hard, 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 hard.
I said he's in one of the top 5 in the world, so now it's time to pick on him, but his intern's been hanging. And
That weight all right?
It's been that way all week. I don't know why Brad isn't making an adjustment with the broom.
What do you see in there? Okay, good.
Make the roll.
Gradual?
Yep.
Doesn't matter how you throw it, is you keep doing it. You have to repeat it. If you have a snap hook and you snap hook it into the middle of the fairway,
do
it again. And Mark's intern is definitely hanging straight this week.
Board.
Yeah, you had a little bit of a wide hook, Langer.
Yeah,
it comes up though, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I think it'll still curl a little.
Okay.
Shade header than me, I think.
Close. Whoa.
Close. Solid board. Clean it. Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
Shot there.
Yeah. Okay, good throw.
Good shot.
Not bad.
Newfoundland and
Maybe a
Labrador
hair.
does have the hammer here in 4.
Real good. Yeah. That was good weight for the roll.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we just got fooled with his hook. You threw it really good,
Yeah,
and it just gradual, super gradual. We had a hair too much
Yeah,
ice.
maybe.
Yeah, good throw.
Like 3 or 4 feet faster.
Really?
Really working hard on figuring out the
I think if you throw the
spots.
same weight as you threw on the draw of the button, though. You think?
Okay.
Jamie?
Better a foot less.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that looks like Mark's. Top 8.
Fight the button.
It's a little less than
Mine's a
Mark's,
little
actually.
tight, guys.
Top 4. Yep.
When the yellow line's a little tight,
Top
they
4.
sweep it early. That
Whoa,
straightens
whoa.
it out just a hair,
Right
as long
here.
as it's not heavy.
There. Oh, it's a lot.
It
Line's
is heavy,
good.
though.
Pass
This looks
that.
heavy to
Or
me.
no,
They
no.
want this
Top
top 4
4.
no deeper.
Looks back button.
Sit. Sit,
Oh.
Rock. Sit. Sit.
Okay. Okay.
Now, not as good a job there as we saw Saville and Lang do in the last shot for Ontario in the second end. As soon as Brad said it's a little tight for line, they jumped it, as opposed to saying, hey, wait a minute, we can't jump it because the weight's already there, and that's a little deeper than he wanted
Pretty
it.
good. Half rock higher.
Yeah.
But to play bad cop here and maybe protect the front end a little bit, does Brad take some heat because maybe the line was okay and he said it was tight?
I think you're right. You're absolutely right here. He said it was tight. Obviously, it wasn't tight, but it forced them to sweep a little bit, and you're absolutely, it takes 4 people to make these shots, and you give the thrower the credit all the time, but the thrower has control of that rock for 3.5 seconds. The sweepers and the curler in the hack and the curler holding the broom have control of that rock for 24 seconds, and you can make or break a lot of good shots by miscommunication. Big shot here for Ontario. If Glenn can lock this on and actually get shot rock, he can steal a point here.
Hey, whoa. 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 Yeah. Hard. Let's go hard. Hard. Go. Come on, hard.
Picked.
Yeah, that grabbed something there. A little flat spot, a little bit of debris. It just slowed down a little bit. You can see Mark Nichols cleaning it off there, and
Yeah, that makes sense.
tough break for Ontario.
I didn't know what. I didn't expect that at all.
No, it just picked.
Throw, buddy. It looks solid, too. I thought we had a chance to bump it.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
I figured I was bumping at 6 inches. Let's go. Oh.
Yeah.
Let us know the line.
It's all weight. We should definitely curl past that one in the top of the range.
Okay.
So.
All right. We can come to ours.
This isn't a gimme here. He definitely has to get by this one. Isn't a problem, but you don't want an overcurl here onto this yellow rock. It's the speed control. Brad's usually bang on, but the line has to be pretty solid here. Got to keep it out there.
Line's good, guys.
Final stone here in 4 for Brad Gushue.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Chance to pick up his
Go
deuce.
backing.
You got backing, actually.
What? Go backing.
Ooh, this better curl
You
here.
gotta touch the side of it.
As long as it touches the red, he's fine.
You got backing. That boy.
Nice communication from this team, from the Valley Halley Golf and Curling Club, as they pick up their dues. And Newfoundland and Labrador now lead 3-1 after 4.
It's the perfect name. Escape.
Let's go.
Anywhere.
The Ford Escape.
8-inch ground clearance.
Intelligent four-wheel drive.
Infotainment.
Every safety feature available on the Escape.
Standard.
It's fun to drive.
Comes in a V6,
4-cylinder, or hybrid.
It's the most fuel-efficient SUV on the planet.
My buddy.
I drive one.
I drive one.
I drive one.
The new 2010 Escape. This is Ford today. Drive one.
Hurry!
Hurry.
Hurry!
Hard.
Hurry.
Hurry!
Hurry! Hot.
Hey, want to go for a Tim's run?
Of course. Roll-ups on.
Yeah, because that's the cliche Canadian thing to do, right?
Yeah, right. Like we just sit around in our igloos, waiting for roll up the rim to win.
Yeah, then we hop on a moose and ride it over to Tim's.
Hey, everybody, grab your tubes. Roll-ups on.
I mean, who does that stuff, eh?
Did you just say A?
No.
I heard an A.
Hey, Canada, you could roll up the rim to win a Toyota RAV4, $10,000 in cash, Toshiba netbooks, Tim cards, and more.
Once again, this year, a Canadian amateur hockey team is guaranteed to bring home the cup. And it could be your team. Your hockey team could win a Stanley Cup playoffs party with a Stanley Cup trophy delivered by Mark Messier. Rally your players and prepare a video, picture, or write a story. Tell us why your team should bring home the cup and meet Mark Messier. Enter at tsn.ca/teamup. Brought to you by Pepsi, Lay's, and Gatorade.
Here we go for the day on the road again. We can dream away the day. 'Cause this getaway is best with all of us.
The comfort of Purex. The feeling of home. It's softness they'll notice. Now with cashmere softness.
So it's 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Who's up at bat? My son, Jake. First pitch, he hits one over the fence right into my windshield.
Bring it by my shop. I'll replace that for you.
Apple Auto Glass took care of everything.
Featuring Novus Windshield Repair.
You've got big plans for a big dinner. You pick up the kids, you pick up the dry cleaning, and just as you're picking up steam, you pick the route home with all the traffic.
Luckily, there's M&M Meat Shop's fully cooked seasoned beef pot roast, ready, fast, and easy. Because when time isn't on your side, we are.
On This Day is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Flashback 49 years ago today to March 9th, 1961. The Brier came to Calgary for the second time, and before play got underway, the Curlers went to Banff for the opening banquet. Quite the experience for those who'd never seen the Rockies before. And the action took place at the Stampede Corral, and the crowd favorite from Alberta posted an 8-1 record heading into the last day of play. Needing a win in their final game to clinch the title, the Albertans fell behind early to the team from Ontario. But in the ninth end, Heck Gervais made a nice hit to score 4, and Team Alberta only trailed by 1. Tied at 9 in the 12th and final end, Alberta had shot rock on the button. Ontario skip Tom Caldwell would have to get through a narrow port for the win. But when his shot wrecked on a guard, Team Alberta had won the match and the Brier. Heck Gervais was known as the Friendly Giants, and his team were given a warm ovation as they collected the trophy. As we fast forward now to 2010 and our feature game between Newfoundland and Labrador and Team Ontario, it was Brad Gushue, a nice soft draw for his pair in 4. They lead 3-1 with action underway here in 5.
Hard, guys, over curling. Hard, get it tight. I'd rather it tight. Don't worry about guarding it.
Little mistake by Jamie here. He wanted to line that up, and his out turn really curls.
Tap a little. Tap him in if you can.
Okay, call him the tap.
Just back 8 or something?
Back 8, back 12. Yeah, he's calling the tap. You need, this should come up here. You need all that ice.
Craig Saville leads stones for Team Ontario. Trying to play a little tap on that red stone thrown by Jamie Corab. Sitting on the 4-foot.
Hooray! Whoa! Whoa!
The idea for Newfoundland there was to guard that completely, and then you can't tap this back, and then you shrink the scoring area. Now that Ontario can get around that guard that overcurled, you can tap it out back, and now look how big the scoring area is. They now have 7 feet to work with as opposed to virtually none.
Well, an update over on Sheet D. You know, Alberta has won back-to-back Briers, courtesy Kevin Martin, K.Koe. Hoping for a great result here in his rookie appearance, leading 3-1. Final stone there on the way from Quebec's Serge Reid.
They swept this rock almost all the way down. It's a nice soft weight takeout, but they jumped it early, and it looks like they're going to hit about a half a rock, whether it's light enough to hang around.
They removed the yellow stone, but the shooter, worked by K.Koe, will spill out, so it is a single for Quebec as Serge Reid picks up 1. Alberta leads 3-2 after 4. Of course, both those teams come in with 5-2 records, and we'll keep an eye on them on this Wednesday morning.
You saw Serge's team sweep that quite a way, almost hog to hog before they got off it, and a big mistake there. Unforced error could have tied that game up.
Which would be great. Yeah. Just make the come around. Let's get in the house. Should curl here. Speed should be normal. Looks pretty good.
Hands tight. Okay, line only. All real tight.
Heavy.
Can't go. How heavy?
Brent Lang firing at 91% thus far this morning.
Back 8, back 4.
Another mistake by Ryan Fry. He's had 2 bad shots in this game already, but he actually came around with a very light freeze and guarded the enemy rock. And sit down. Not a good situation for Newfoundland.
I like this stuff. Let's make this right. Whoa! Whoa! Off! Off!
Brian Fry, big weight, runs back to red, catches a bit of yellow, but it jams there, so it's Ontario still lying 2.
Wasn't missed by much, but he missed it on the high side, and I firmly believe there's patterns to all curlers, and every outturn that Ryan's thrown, he's been very close, don't get me wrong, but all 3 times when he's played a hit on the outturn side, he's been wide, and that's up to Brad to make a slight adjustment there. It's easier to just move the broom in an inch than it is to try to change your delivery.
Yeah, I think speed will be good in here, Brent. 5th end.
And really interesting, Russ, we'll watch here as Brent Lang delivers his rock. Obviously, he stands up a little bit more. And you see when Ryan Fry goes down, his chin, it's just grazing the ice. What are the advantages, disadvantages, pros, cons of each delivery?
Well, the theory is, and there's a lot of great curlers that will dispute it. The theory is the lower you get, the better alignment you have, because your eyes are right over the handle of the rock in Ryan Fry's case, and he is a great hitter. But it's a little bit tougher to get draw weight when you're down that low, because you don't have quite as good a sense of speed. So in theory, you hit better in the tuck position, and you draw a little bit worse. But I've seen Kerry Burtnick and Jeff Stoughton and a few of those people, Pat Ryan, that make their fair share of draws. So, but that is the theory.
2/3.
Russ, have you seen a player then maybe throw the hits getting really low, and then when they throw draws, maybe come out straight? Have you seen players maybe alternate each delivery?
No, I never have. It's very important that your head is at a certain distance, a constant distance, because that's what gives you the feel. If you come out at 2 feet high and then lower your body down to 1 foot, it's tough to get. Oh, look at this.
Mark Nichols spills all 3 yellow stones. Bam, bam. He's done it all, hasn't he? What a shot.
Unbelievable, huge speed, knowing the angles, a double raise to begin with just to make contacts good, but to get all 3 is unbelievable.
I think that's good ice.
Oh, shot of the week there.
Remember, he made that triple early on in this game too. Talk about bailing out your teammates. What execution for Mark Nichols.
I remember a double raise, picking one right off a frozen rock that led us to a 6-ender in the final against Usul Pavlomini to win a gold medal. And I'll tell you, when he's on fire, there's nobody better.
You know, it's funny, all the media fodder is about the fact that Brad missed the draw for 7. I don't think you guys cared at that point, did you?
Not at all. Not at all. What a shot.
Yeah. Hard.
Now Richard Hart trying to answer as that stone settles in the 8-foot by the tee line. Pretty much buried, it looks like, from up here.
That would rattle a ton of teams. I would dare say 80–90% of them, but it's not going to bother Ontario at all. They've been in this situation a billion times. They know they have some corner guards. That's what they threw them for. Ignored the rock in the rings. It would be pretty tempting to hit it. It's in a dangerous position. But again, it's all about creating some pressure on your opponent. This is a tough shot for Mr. Nickel. He's got it, but he'd love to hang around.
Shooter will slide out. Newfoundland and Labrador still lying 1.
You can see the theory, Brian. You hit the open rock, unless you roll 7 feet dead buried, which is nearly impossible. You give no pressure to Newfoundland. Now you go around like this. If they make this a little better, it's almost impossible for Gushue to hit it. He makes a mistake. It's 2 points in a tie game.
Same.
Richard Hart's intern. This should sink a little bit better. Tougher mark to get at it.
Whoa! Room! Line only! Whoa, room! Line's a lot better heavy, right? No. Whoa. Yep. Whoa! Yep.
Okay, that's good. All right. Good.
This one finishes a little bit deeper, but it is fully buried.
It definitely is fully buried, and a tough little shot for Brad.
Swab one on top. I think so.
Just updating some scores on this Wednesday morning. Saskatchewan leading BC by a score of 5-1. And Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia locked up at 4. Both those teams coming in with 1-6 records.
Sliding good down here, Brad.
Yep, I think it's the same speed.
Like that ice?
That's a little less than what Richie had, so I think it's pretty good.
Maybe a hair more then. I don't want to over curl.
No.
All right, guys.
Korup said it's a little less than Richie had, but you're going to get 2 different releases here. I had the pleasure of holding the broom for Brad, and his out turn doesn't curl very quickly. You know Richard's in turn's going to because he's left-handed. They got to be careful that this hangs out a little bit more than the Ontario stone.
Hard, it's curling, hard! Hard! Tight! Really hard!
This is pretty light. If it's light, it's on the guard.
Hard, stay on it, hard!
Bounce it!
Hard! Keep going, guys, hard! Hard! Keep going! I underthrew that one.
Yeah, he just didn't have the speed. The line was fine. I was more worried that they had too much ice, but he just didn't throw the weight. That's 6 or 7 feet light and a huge opportunity here.
We probably need more ice there too, but.
Ontario and Glenn Howard with the Yellow Stones has the hammer here in 5.
Watching that one of Mark's go down there. The problem with the roll is the slash.
Yeah,
he's playing the slash. Could play this draw again if you like it.
Bad? It's not bad.
You like it? Sure.
Go right. You need to be shot. This needs to be shot over the hit and roll.
Like this?
We need to be shot over the hit and roll. So however you want to do that.
Yeah.
Right? Right to 4 foot. So you
I'm a little concerned about the spot. Like how much?
You can go through here, or you can go around the red one that Brad just threw there too, if you want. I like the call. Either shot though.
You know what? I don't.
Let's go around it.
Okay.
You gotta lay it down a little bit.
So Russ, last end we saw Glenn try a draw. He threw it a little bit heavy.
And it wasn't. So yeah, go
how do you rebound? You've been there. You sit in the hack. How do you rebound and make sure this one counts?
Well, he just said it. I know the terminology with my brother, and it was, I'll just lay it down. In other words, I'm going to give it to you. This will not be heavy out of my hand, and it's up to the sweepers to make the mistake. But they know this spot's quicker.
Well, we always talk about the hog line to hog line. Russ, we'll keep an eye on the clock. Lower left of your screen. 1484.
It's not heavy if it's 1484, and that's what they want. Top 4, no deeper. Real good shot.
No.
Shot. Good shot, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Good shot.
I love the call. Most teams would hit the red one, Brian, which I illustrated earlier. It's a dangerous rock. Now it forces Gushue to play run back. He makes a mistake here. It's 3 points for Ontario.
Nose, nose. Yeah.
And to make this run back perfect for us,
Like that ice,
odds
guys?
are he should leave the shot rock open if it's made perfectly.
Well, he could hit it a tad on the inside, jam it, and they both roll a little bit. He might be able to keep it buried. There's also the opportunity to hit it dead on and have the red raised rock go half a rock on the yellow over towards the other yellow. Oh, he hasn't got much weight in this. This could be trouble.
Whoa, 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 close, yeah, hard, hard, whoa, 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 whoa.
Final stone here in 5. Option B.
Wow.
And that is the worst case scenario for Newfoundland and Labrador.
I didn't hear the weight call, Brian, but that was way less weight than Brad's normal. I'm not sure what he did. We'll have to hear.
Oh, wow.
But again, Ontario applying pressure. They could have hit, scored their 2.
Yeah, it just went right out of my hand. Didn't feel like a bad throw, but it just curled right out of my hand.
Yeah. Pretty quiet once I got down here.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I threw it that light.
But he did. He really did. That was very light. That's not Brad's normal weight, and
Here more, eh?
you could see it out of his hand, and that's a big mistake.
We're all there.
Russ, how important is it to be honest with yourself for that next shot for ends down the line?
Unbelievable, because if you decide that you've thrown it perfectly and you didn't, and then you're throwing off the whole team.
Those rocks are pretty good, aren't they? I think so. He threw
Final
more
stone here in 5 for Glenn Howard. You know it's good because the skipper halfway down just turned his head and went to have a break. There you see a draw for 3 as Ontario jumps back on top in this crucial game.
2010 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, proud supporter of Canadian curling.
It could be 7 in the morning.
Or 10 at night.
In Chilliwack, BC.
Or St. Peter's, Nova Scotia.
It could be Michelle.
Or Mark.
Or Jen.
But whenever, wherever you order that cup of Tim Hortons Premium Blend Coffee.
You know that it's always fresh.
From Newfoundland and Labrador to Vancouver Island, Tim Hortons, a coffee all our own.
Why are sponge towels so absorbent? Well, this pattern of concentric rings provides us sponge pockets with maximum absorption. The unique design allows us to take on any spill. Oh, look. There's one now. See? Dry as a bone. It's also quite slimming. Sponge towels with super absorbent sponge pockets. Nothing absorbs like it.
Have you tried Sync?
Sync is an in-car entertainment,
Information.
bring everything together system from Ford and Microsoft.
Sync works with my phone, my MP3 player.
My music.
It's voice activated.
It's hands-free.
It even reads my text messages to me. It's magic.
Magic.
Sync is available in almost every Ford vehicle.
And guess what?
No fees.
No subscriptions.
It works with my stuff.
It's so simple.
I'm so connected.
If you haven't seen this lineup, you haven't seen Ford.
You get home to make a big family dinner to find your son has a nosebleed, your daughter has her nose pierced, and your nosy neighbor's been nosing around and wants to talk. And talk.
Luckily, there's M&M Meat Shop's famous seasoned boneless chicken breasts, ready, fast, and easy. Because when time isn't on your side, we are.
Welcome. Don't get many guests during storm season.
Our credit card company couldn't block us forever.
Storm season?
Hey, this doesn't look so bad, huh? Wow, romantic.
Dad needs to switch to Capital One.
With a Miles Plus Platinum MasterCard, travel any airline, anytime. Visit CapitalOne.ca.
What's in your wallet?
Once again, this year, a Canadian amateur hockey team is guaranteed to bring home the cup. And it could be your team. Your hockey team could win a Stanley Cup playoffs party with a Stanley Cup trophy delivered by Mark Messier. Rally your players and prepare a video, picture, or write a story. Tell us why your team should bring home the cup and meet Mark Messier. Enter at tsn.ca/teamup. Brought to you by Pepsi, Lay's, and Gatorade.
Serge, Reid, the surprise story thus far this Tim Hortons Brier and Team Quebec facing Alberta on this Wednesday morning. Both teams come in with a 5-2 record. Final stone here for K.Koe, drawing for his single.
Looks like Serge's has one dead buried, even though it's way back there. They can't blank the end because it's behind cover. So just draw anywhere in the 8-foot for the single.
There you see Carter Rycroft and Nolan Teaston, the front end. Just have to find that 8-foot, and they do that rather easily. So it is 1 for Team Alberta. They lead Quebec 4-2 after 5 ends of play. And in our feature game, that man right there, Mark Nichols on your right, made a triple. Still didn't matter as Ontario scored 3 anyways and lead 4-3.
2010 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Scotty's Facial Tissue. Stylish designs for any room. By Ford, Drive One. And by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Hurry.
Hurry.
Hard. Hurry.
Hard.
Hurry.
Yes, do hurry. Our 54-piece Oriental Party Pack is just $9.99 for a limited time. No Bonspiel is complete without these delicious appetizers. M&M Meat Chops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Once again, this year, a Canadian amateur hockey team is guaranteed to bring home the cup. And it could be your team. Your hockey team could win a Stanley Cup playoffs party with a Stanley Cup trophy delivered by Mark Messier. Rally your players and prepare a video, picture, or write a story. Tell us why your team should bring home the cup and meet Mark Messier. Enter at tsn.ca/teamup. Brought to you by Pepsi, Lay's, and Gatorade.
The Regenerist results are in.
Best Night Cream, Shape Magazine.
Beauty editors are seeing results.
Best Cleanser, Essence Magazine.
Good Housekeeping Research Institute is seeing results.
Hydrates better than the $350 cream.
But most importantly, women are seeing results. Remarkable results.
Best Facial Moisturizer, Woman's Day. Best Anti-Aging Moisturizer, Self.
And still, no drastic measures. Olay Regenerist. Love the skin you're in.
Easy as a skipping stone, but not as fun if I'm alone. Let's just take a minute here to breathe. We'll be cool as we go, as we head along this road.
Paying with your money just feels right. Interact Debit.
Mummy has to wait for an oil change, even though she had an appointment. Where are my kids?
Oh, they're in sales. Who wants heated seats?
Yeah!
Right there.
Ready for a change? Come in for a warranty-approved oil change. No appointment necessary. At Mr. Lube.
Time now for After 5. It's brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Quite a difference there, 12% difference in overall percentage. Ontario has played well, played a great end there, but the one pick in the fourth end for Glenn Howard cost a deuce and had to get 3 right back to take control of this game.
And no shortage of rocks in play. Remember back in the fifth end that we just wrapped up, Mark Nichols made a triple early on, still didn't matter as Ontario and Glenn Howard end up picking up 3, and as a result they lead 4-3 here with action underway in 6 as Brad Gushue and Newfoundland and Labrador playing the Redstones have the hammer back.
Ice conditions dictate your strategy, Brian, and the ice conditions, it's so easy to make come arounds. The draw weight's so consistent, and they put pressure on Gushue by ignoring the rock at the top of the 8-foot. Going around with Richard Hart created the first miss on Brad's first one. Glenn went around on the rock in the 8-foot that they left there on purpose, created another tough shot for Gushue. He underthrew it, gave up a 3.
There's Jamie Korab with the unique hairstyle. He's a big football fan. That being Manchester United is his team, and he kind of has that soccer look to him with that haircut. Quite the character, though. You had a chance to be around him for quite some time.
Oh, refreshing comes to mind. He's amazing and always very positive. He won't be there, though, after knocking that in the rings. That's a big mistake. Jamie's overthrown that rock twice. Maybe it's the stone, but he has to have those figured out.
Craig Saville lead stones here for Team Ontario.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep.
Now Glenn's he'd like to roll in there, but because this is wide, he's actually going to sweep it. He doesn't want to hit it dead on, set up a corner.
Go, 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 go. Come on, Richie. Wow. What? Why? Oh. Say it.
Whoa is the same as yes, I'm assuming.
Exactly, and then Richard said, was he wide? And Glenn did the old, whoa. Yeah, he was definitely wide on that one. But smart call by the skip to roll it. If you hope for it to curl, hit it dead on, then you create an angle corner guard for Gushue to play, come around and hide the rock, put pressure on Ontario. And smart move to sweep it.
That's good.
Sit. Shot, Jamie.
I like the guard.
Well, a battle of 2 and 5 teams over on sheet A, basically a must-win scenario for both Saskatchewan and British Columbia. A lot of granite in the house in this fifth end. Final stone on the way here from Daryl McKee.
Well, Daryl's already laying 1, so he's trying to remove that yellow rock to score as many as 3, I think. It's certainly 2.
Little tap back, moves him around, and there you see the 2 red stones, one on the button, one on the 4-foot, and you can count them up for a 7-1 advantage now for Team Saskatchewan over British Columbia and Jeff Richard, who is making his Brier debut.
Yeah, I think we still throw a corner.
Pretty special, you know, Jeff Richard, 30 years of age, and you look over on the other sheet of ice, Serge Reid, 46 years of age. Both these guys in their rookie debuts. For us, how special of a moment is that to play in your first Tim Hortons Brier?
Oh, I remember almost all the shots, even though it was 1,000 years ago. And when it's your first Brier, you look up to these top teams, the big names, and you just feel so excited to play them. It's one of the greatest sports in the world. You know, if you're take golf, for instance, if you're a good club player and you win your club championship, you don't get to go to a tournament and play with Phil Mickelson. And here you do. You get to play the top players, and it's quite a thrill and obviously intimidating for the rookies. But Serge Reid's done a wonderful job so far this week.
How's that look?
Good.
A little bit of an unforced error with Ontario. They had to slash the corner guard, but they ran it right onto that one that was way off in no man's land. Actually kicked it back in the rings to the back 12, and that could hurt them later in the end here. A potential 2 for Gushue.
He's pretty good.
You don't have to go a lot.
Weight's
Line's good.
Pretty
Line's
good.
real good.
Okay.
High, leave it high.
Lots.
Line's great.
Lots. Higher the better.
Line's great.
Lots. Higher the
Easy.
better.
It's pretty good.
Lots.
It's pretty good. Well, no, nice and high, boys. Good shot. Shot, Brian.
Stop. Shot.
And now Ontario lies 2. That one buried in the 8-foot.
Corner 3 is really good.
Prince Edward Island in a close one with Nova Scotia, both locked up at 4, both come in with 1-6 records. Final stone on the way here from Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc out of the Mayflower Curling Club from right here in Halifax.
Well, the good news for Ian here, he's sitting 1 and he's pretty safe, but how he'll ever score 2 is beyond me. There's so much granted at the top of the forefoot there. He tried to sneak it by and just is not going to curl that much.
Are you allowed to kick it in curling, Russ, when it's halfway there? It would have helped him.
Play it off the bumper.
Make a right-hand turn. He does get the single, though, so as we check their scoreboard, it is Nova Scotia leading over PEI 5-4.
Boards.
Perfect come around the corner guard by Brett Lang. It's dangerous to go around a corner without hammer, but when you have the skill set that this team has and leaving it at the top of the 12 foot, it's tough to freeze to. Ryan Fry just bounced a little too far. Chance to sit 3 here.
Hard. Yeah. You gotta roll it, Seth. You gotta roll it. You gotta get it.
Richard Hart removes the red stone. Ontario now lying 3.
Yeah. Let's go, Bam. It's normal. Keep it up a little. Normal. Just normal.
Mark Nichols.
Just normal.
The outturn hit.
Have to hang around here. The double's one thing, but don't roll out.
Bang him up. He'll get the 2, and the shooter hangs on. Back 12.
Good shot.
Just a hair overswept. I'd love to leave it on the edge of the forefoot there. But it's rolled out in the open, but he did stay, and that keeps that very back biter alive.
Any advice? Have you thrown this, Brad?
This should curl. I think it'll curl. Yeah. I threw it on the other side and early, and it curled.
Yeah. Okay.
How hard? Normal.
Regular. I think I need an inch more than that.
I don't think it'll go crazy. Okay.
Coming in, Russ, you knew it'd be a great battle between these thirds, both very accomplished in their own right. Mark Nichols at this point 88%, and Richard Hart having a game at 93%.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey,
Yeah, that's pretty common for both these guys. High numbers and a lot of weight on this one.
Whoa. Nose it. Yep. Good shot. Definitely didn't want to roll. Good shot.
A little big, eh?
A little heavy,
That's
yeah.
the guy who thinks it's going to curl.
Yeah.
Shooting, Rich. Thanks, man.
Could roll out there all day. And
yeah, I didn't trust it. I kind of overthrew it a bit,
Yeah.
actually. A little solid.
It's good. Whoa. Whoa, right up.
Maybe down a hair.
Up. A little quiet.
Whoa.
Little awkward slide here by Markey, and he had to try to readjust, and it's just not going to curl when you slide from an inside position. Managed to hang around, but not a very good throw by Mark.
Now, Russ, when it comes to playing in your club rink, I know I grew up in a 3-sheeter, and sometimes you get out here in the weeds and you got to be really careful. On this type of ice, though, how consistent is it even way out here in the weeds, as you call it?
Well, it's incredibly good, and these athletes are so good and they're so precise that you'll hear them talking about it. Could be Chris Barrett here, could curl a little more, a little less, but in reality, it's phenomenal surface, and you could put the broom on the divider and draw the forefoot. The weight's just perfect. Might be a hair straighter out this far, because they tend to keep the weight up here because there is more pebble, but nothing to be too concerned about.
Whoa. First stone on the way here in 6 from G.Howard. Makes a hit, but he will lose the shooter.
Oh, almost made the double. But the real key shot this whole end was that beautiful come around by Brett Lang, and you don't give the front ends much credit in these type of games, but now it's forced Brad Gushue to a very tough shot. Brad misses this long raise. Even if he makes it and rolls out, he can't score 2 points. The only way he can possibly score 2 points here is to stick this, and the odds of that are very slim. But he made almost the exact same shot to win a trip to Torino, Italy, so it's not like you're going to bet against him. A little more weight than last time when he threw the raise.
Hard! Hard!
Got to hold it straight here.
Yeah, whoa. Shooter, Jamie. Hard!
Oh, jeez. Wow. Normally Brad's out-turn tracks a little bit. It runs very, very straight. He throws a straight out-turn. That's 2 in a row that have over-curled. Now, that was a very tough shot, but the bad news is he rolled to the center. And if you have control of your misses, that isn't where you wanted to roll, because Glenn being shot rock's just going to sink another one. And the only danger for Ontario is setting up a double.
Back one. Yeah, I like it.
You would normally put it absolutely there. That's the perfect spot, but you're playing Brad Gushue. If he makes that double on you, you're in big trouble. So they're going to actually move this into a different spot. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see them even put it back here where they won't attempt the double. It either has to be top 8 or back a ways. You can't set up a half-rock double here.
Back here. Yep.
Yeah. Final stone here for Glenn Howard from the Coldwater and District Curling Club here at end number 6.
Okay. Yep.
Need it.
Okay, yep. 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 Yep, if you need it.
Yeah, you need it.
Right to it. Shot.
What? Uses that back stone.
Shot, man.
And now it's Ontario lying 2 without.
Shot.
Hair heavier than he actually wanted, so that you heard the front end for Ontario say we need it. What he meant was we need the backing. Therefore, Richard decided to sweep it for line, tapped it out, and job done for Ontario. A force to 1, which gives them control playing 7.
So final stone here in 6 for Brad Gushue. If you're playing along at home, we'll follow the time here on his draw. Russ, what kind of time should we be looking at?
Probably 14 and a half, almost 15. It's quicker this morning, and this looks a hair heavy. He does have backing, but if the number's almost 15, it'll be real close.
Yet. I don't really want to.
So that's a little hot. He's a shade heavy, so this should go back, back button, back 4. Then he didn't have to sweep it at all. The reason it ended up there is they didn't have to sweep it. If they sweep that, they could get it back where Glenn's was.
So Brad Gushue and Newfoundland and Labrador pick up a single. This one's tied up at 4 after 6.
Is he tight on his hit?
No. Redeeming your points with rewards credit cards can be really
Hurry hard!
With their rewards expiration and travel restrictions, getting rewards you actually want can be really
hard!
But with a rewards card from Capital One, redeeming is
easy.
With a Rewards MasterCard from Capital One, it's easy. Travel when and where you want or redeem for cash. Visit CapitalOne.ca.
What's in your wallet?
You get home to make a big family dinner to find your son has a nosebleed, your daughter has her nose pierced, and your nosy neighbor's been nosing around and wants to talk. And talk.
Luckily, there's M&M Meat Shop's famous seasoned boneless chicken breasts, ready fast and easy. Because when time isn't on your side, we are.
Olay Regenerist is on a roll. New anti-aging eye roller. Reduces the look of puffiness immediately and also helps with the look of lines and wrinkles. Not surgery. This is our way to do your eyes. New Regenerist anti-aging eye roller.
Hi, it's Fitz with Slap Chop. You're gonna be in a great mood all day because you're gonna be slapping your troubles away with the Slap Chop. Now look, here's a potato. 1 slap, you got big chunks for stews. 2 slaps, home fries in a second. You add a mushroom, the more you do it, the finer it gets. You don't have to switch any blades. You love salad, you hate making it. Take the stringy celery, take the carrots, salad. I love pizza too, but once in a while, get the veggies in. At least throw it on top of the pizza. This tuna looks boring. Stop having a boring tuna. Stop having a boring life. Here's a hard-boiled egg. 1 chop, you add the pickle, you add the green onion. And then what you can do, you can mix things together. You add the ham. You don't have time to make breakfast. You're gonna have an exciting life now. Breakfast to go. You're gonna love my nuts. Watch this. You can do everything in the cover. It's so easy, 1 finger. Kids can do it. They're gonna charge you $1 for toppings at the ice cream stores. What about fruit? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful on your ice cream? It's so easy to clean. 1, 2. And pops open like that, like a butterfly to clean. Now, these other ones that you've seen in the store, you can't clean it. It doesn't open up. Bacteria gets in the food. You don't want bacteria in your food, right, guys? Forget about that. Take this Slap Chop onion with the skin, all right? This is making you cry, making me cry. Life's hard enough as it is. You don't want to cry anymore. The skin's at the bottom. Hey, look, so you want a little bit of onions. You don't want to drag out the food processor. The skin comes right off. We're going to make America skinny again one slap at a time. When you buy the slap chop, we're gonna give you the Grady for cheese. White cheese, yellow cheese, in the container. Comes with a twister. And watch this, tacos, fettuccine, linguine, martini, bikini. Comes with 2 plates, just bang it. Fine and coarse, Parmesan. Comes with a cover, stays sealed. Put it in the fridge, take it out when you need it. The slap chop sells for $19.95, and we're gonna give you the Grady absolutely free. But if you call now, within the next 20 minutes, because you know we can't do this all day,
we'll double the offer. Just pay separate shipping and handling. So that's 2 sets for $19.95.
Here's how to order.
Call the number on your screen to take advantage of this amazing buy one, get one free slap chop offer. And when you do, ask about our folding cutting board. This is an amazing buy one, get one free deal. Don't miss out. Call the number on your screen. Call now.
A brand new 2010 Ford Taurus, a 2-year lease. That's the grand prize going to the winner of this year's Ford Hot Shots. Every Brier player taking part. But the final comes down to Ontario skip G.Howard against Saskatchewan skip Daryl McKee. And in the final, Howard getting by with a little help from his friends, trying to draw the button. The Ontario champion needing his sweepers, and Craig Saville, Brent Lang, Richard Hart bringing their skip's draw right to the button for the win. There's a new Ford Taurus heading to Ontario. G.Howard is this year's Ford Hotshot. Now you think you're a hotshot? Well, log on to fordhotshots.curling.ca and give it a try. You too could drive away in a brand new Ford.
Well, the hot shot off to a pretty hot start, too, as we look at the standings. There you see Ontario 7-0, Newfoundland, Labrador right behind them at 6-1, and then a logjam at 5-2. Russ, you look at the right side of that grid, though, those teams, man, it's Wednesday. Usually Thursday we talk about having some worries, but they really have to win today.
Well, a 3-game separation in the loss column to get back into the playoff hunt, even for a tiebreaker. It's very, very hard to believe that the 5 losses can keep in there. Mathematically, they run the table. They get a little help from the teams with 2 losses. They're still in it, but they're going to have to get some help.
Leadstone's on the way here in 7. There you see Jamie Korab. How big is it, Russ, to get into that 1-2 game? How crucial is it not only for your confidence and knowing you have that second chance to get to the final, but also for possibly hammer, and then you talk about rock selection as well?
Well, that's why this game's really huge, because let's say Gushue wins, they're both tied with 1 loss. If it stays that way, Brad would have the advantage because the head-to-head battle, he would have won the game against Ontario. So he would then have choice of hammer or rocks. Most teams take hammer, and that hammer is always more valuable, you know, at the start of a game. Consequently, if you lose, Gushue's got 1 loss. He loses again, he has 2. He's still got a tough finish. He has to play Manitoba, Northern Ontario, and Quebec, all contenders. He loses a couple of those, he could be on the outside looking in. Oh, this looks a little hot. It's starting to curl, as long as he gets a piece of it, but they're backing away from this one.
Oh, okay.
This game of big importance as well when it comes to making that Final Four. Quebec, Alberta, both coming in with 5-2 records. Quebec trailing by 2 here in 6. Final stone from Serge Reid.
Right to it. Throws it, freeze it.
Makes the hit, sticks around, and there you see the 2 red stones, and that is 2 for Quebec. So both those teams at 5-2, they're locked up at 4 in a close one on this Wednesday morning. Back to our feature matchup as Brad Gushue mauls it over. It's Ryan Fry, second stones for Newfoundland and Labrador, sitting in the hat.
Yep. Board. Oh. Yep. Hard. 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 Hard, 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 hard. No roll, no roll, no roll.
Makes the hit, little flip, and
nice shot.
Newfoundland Labrador lying 2.
Great caller. You'd easily hit it dead on, obviously setting up the double. You could try to roll away, but if you roll away too far, Team Ontario will freeze in there. Now they're still going to play the freeze, but it's against 2 rocks at the back of the rings. They have to be careful. Locking this on is the key. Listen to the communication on the way out here. Richard Hart.
Line's tight. Whoa, off. Line
Saville,
only.
they'll talk all the way down.
Tight. You gotta go. You gotta go. Whoa. Line only. No, we're not. Let it touch. Let it
No,
ride.
it's real close. It's close.
Yep. Get a pipe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Best you can do.
I thought he rolled it a bit.
You heard them say it's the best you can do. Now, they got by that by 1/8 of an inch. No kidding, that's the best you can do when you throw a rock 140, over 140 feet and you get by 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, but they knew it was heavy, but it was only heavy by a foot. And picking up that speed control at the first hog line, that's an art.
Line's good.
I was thinking top 8.
Whoa.
Still thinking it's there. It's heavy.
All right. Back 4.
Oh, I don't like this.
Real heavy.
This is where Ontario's won the battle here today.
Back 4.
Ryan Fry just can't quite get the speed control here. This has to curl.
What did you say yes for?
I don't know.
It's like a foot more.
Same weight.
Yeah.
It's just a ton less ice.
Yeah. Let's throw the same weight.
Just. Okay. See what happens. I'm going to throw the same.
Yeah.
Brent Lang, second stones for Team Ontario.
Hair more.
Yeah,
more.
weight's perfect.
Off.
Weight's good. Hard. Line only.
Whoa.
Back 8.
Whoa. No. Whoa.
Plenty.
No.
Plenty.
No.
Back 12. Whoa. Yep. Whoa,
No.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Peace. Good throw.
Just that little bit more precise than Team Newfoundland here. He said a hair more, and he was back 4 in the first one. He was back 8 on that one. We're talking 2 feet, Brian. 2 feet extra weight. He knew that out of his hand. That's amazing touch and again, good communication.
Quarter.
These teams play so often on such good surfaces, and they've really honed that skill, and that's what puts them at the top of the leaderboard.
Yep.
Mark Nichols.
Yep. Yes. Hard.
There is a double here for Bam Bam if he squeezes the guard.
Bang him up, and once again, Mark Nichols comes through as he spills them both. Newfoundland Labrador line 3.
Couple pistols from Nichols going this direction, one in the 5th, now one in the 7th. Cleaning up the error there by Ryan Fry, and all of a sudden, 3 red ones in there for Newfoundland with hammer.
One of those guys you want on your team, eh, Russ?
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
Now Richard Hart.
Heavy.
Heavy. Still a really good situation for Ontario there with last rock here. The rocks behind the T line are not a problem for Team Ontario. If they can weld one in here, it'll be tough to remove it.
Line's real good.
No.
Top 4. Hard.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Off.
Beauty. It's amazing how much it passes that guard, which isn't even that high, and still almost finishes totally buried.
Unbelievable. Tons of curl, late finish, and they thought that was deeper. That one slowed down a bit. It might be a little sharper rock.
And Russ, as you always talk about, sure, there's 3 red stones in there, but behind the T line and now a wall that really helps out. It's Ontario.
Exactly. What good are those 3 red ones doing for Newfoundland? Mark has to play a run back. He's running back the wrong color. If he misses this badly, it could be a draw for 3.
Curl. Okay, that's good. It's fine.
Out finessed by Ontario here, Newfoundland, and a great chance here to weld one in. There will be no double opportunity, and a pretty easy 2-ender at this point in time for Ontario.
It's not like a catcher for the bit.
Glenny's, yeah.
If it ticked,
I think just draw. I think it ticked that one, Richie. Put it wherever you think, Greg.
Okay.
What do you think? Is this spot that fast?
No, it's the same as you just threw.
You know, as you look at your brother holding the broom and the hack, you would think after all he's been through, 47 years of age, his 12th Brier appearance now, which is incredible out of Ontario to get out that many times. He's won a world championship before, and big disappointment, though, at those Olympic curling trials. Yet in talking to Glenn before this competition began, he had said he's never been more invigorated than as of right now. Are you surprised by that comment?
Well, yes and no. I no, because I know him. Yes, because that's the biggest loss I can possibly think of. To be that close to go to the Olympics and win or lose at the Olympics, you can call yourself an Olympian for the rest of your life. They were so close all those years of trying. That had to be devastating. But there's two ways to handle that. You either feel sorry for yourself or you jump back on the horse and say, look, I got a chance to represent my province at the Brier and win the darn thing and go to the Canadian Championship. And they've got the team that can do it.
Well, I did say to the guys, I did say to the guys, this isn't really that fast down here.
You called me out, eh?
I said, yeah, it's good. It's at least as fast as what you just threw. And I touched it off by hair.
Didn't believe me, you bugger.
You know, at least they're still having a great time, which is awesome to see. And the one thing Glenn said, the day that I quit loving the game, the day that I quit wanting to go and practice every day, the game that I quit loving competing at this level is probably the day I'll walk away. And he said he still has that drive and that fire, even at 47 years of age.
Well, and they make a ton of shots, which makes it fun, and they're always right there in all the events, and that certainly makes a difference. If you were going 1-10 each year at the Brier, it would be pretty tempting to look at the resume, find something else to do, but they, as you just saw, they have a ton of fun, and I credit Richard for that. He's got a great attitude out there, keeps Glenn loose, and when Glenn's in the right frame of mind, there's nobody better.
Almost pretty light. A little light again, eh?
Light, just to the bumper.
Up and do that. Roller rock. I guess it gives them the double, but the jam's there too.
Or I run it on the nose onto them.
Hit it. We got to hit it. You like that double?
Not really. Well, he could hit and roll.
Yeah.
But if he jams and
you want to throw regular at it and try to nose it, maybe roll this way, maybe make that double?
Okay. Out turn. If it stays, roll out turn.
Regular or firm? Regular?
Just regular.
Richard wanted Glenn to hit this one, which they have to hit. They have no choice, and roll over here, hoping for a jam. But Glenn said we got to respect Brad Gushue's hitting ability. If Brad comes down, hits it here, runs it this way, runs it that way, then he's sitting 3. So they simply decided to hit it dead on, maybe even remove this back rock here, and to sit 2 points.
Glenn Howard, his first here in 7. He does have hammer.
Close. Whoa. Close. Whoa.
Whoa. Cross center.
Whoa. Yes! Fire!
Love the double here.
Got 1, got 2, maybe 3 as Glenn Howard spills them all, and Ontario lies 2.
Great shot. Lost it there. Thanks, guys.
Beautiful curling shot there. He didn't have to roll that far. He wasn't really trying the triple, but the double gives him more room, and it forces Brad to play the double. And in hindsight, they would have loved to roll a little less. Because I don't know. There is now a double. Now, most curlers would like to play a half rock double. This is a third of rock. It's a bit dangerous for Brad.
And you said so many times, it's that nice, quiet, control weight that allows you to keep your shooter and get the job done.
He moved 3 rocks, 120 pounds of granite, hung around with not a lot of weight. It's all where you hit it, not how hard you throw it.
So now Brad Gushue, can he answer for Newfoundland and Labrador?
Oh boy, you can't miss wide here. Can't miss wide.
Gets a piece, but won't spill it enough. And what an opportunity now for Team Ontario. A draw for another 3.
Run dead straight.
Well, in fairness to Brad, he's had 3 over curls because they've been too light. 2 of them, all 3 of them going in this direction. So that one he pumped it up a bit. He took the challenge of hitting it really thin. And the problem with that is this shot right here, hitting it a little too thin. And you got to make the mistake tighter there. You give up 2 there, you're not bad. And once in a while, Brad goes for that hero shot. He felt he could make it. That's why he's as good as he is, because he makes a million of them. But he'd love that one back. It's a funny sport, Brian. You miss that badly narrow. You could throw it a foot narrow. Glenn scores 2. By missing it 1/8 of an inch wide, Ontario scores 3, and it could be the ball game.
So a single and 1 for Glenn Howard, as he got 1 point in 3. He got 3 points in 5, and now a chance for another 3 spot here in 7. Final stone. As Saville and Lang will walk this stone in. They just need paint. They'll do better than that, though.
little soft with those, eh? Yeah. That's all that is. I'm not even looking at your
As G.Howard and company find the rings, a draw for another 3 as they now lead in this crucial match.
You've got big plans for a big dinner. You pick up the kids, you pick up the dry cleaning, and just as you're picking up steam, you pick the route home with all the traffic.
Luckily, there's M&M Meat Shop's fully cooked seasoned beef pot roast, ready, fast, and easy. Because when time isn't on your side, we are.
Tired of searching through your wallet for cards, cash, and ID? Fed up with sitting on that pocket bulge? Introducing the amazing new Palm Wallet. It's the biggest little wallet ever that holds it all and keeps it organized so you find what you need fast. Look, here's a regular large wallet completely filled. Now here's the Palm Wallet carrying the same number of items, but just look at the difference in size. The Palm Wallet stores everything you see here neatly and securely in one super organizing, super convenient, super small wallet. Yet it fits in the palm of your hand. Incredible! Now reclaim extra space in your purse and carry your wallet in comfort. Crafted of genuine leather, the dual compartment design organizes coupons, parking stubs, loose receipts, your money, and so much more on one side. And the accordion file fold has lots of slots to sort, stack, and store lots of cards on the other side. They're right in sight and easy to pull out, making the drive-through a breeze. There's even a handy ID window, and the thumb pull puts it right at your fingertips. Is everything always falling out of your wallet? The Palm Wallet zip-around zippers keep it all secure. Similar designer Palm Wallets sell for $70. Call now and get the Palm Wallet in genuine leather for just $14.95. But wait, order right now and we'll send you a second Palm Wallet free. Just pay shipping and handling. Makes a great gift. Plus, you'll get this handy credit card size magnifier with each wallet. Now it's easy to read menus, the phone book, labels, and super small print. You get it all. That's 2 Palm Wallets and 2 credit card size magnifiers, all for an incredible $14.95. And ask how to get the Palm Wallet in brown and red. To order your Palm Wallet for just $14.95 plus shipping and handling, call the number on your screen. So don't delay. Order now.
At Best Western, you get more ways to stay, which means more ways that pay. Stay twice and earn double rewards. Book on bestwestern.com for triple. It's our double-triple deal. CAA members get even more. More is good at bestwestern.com.
Time now for our key shot. It's brought to you by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like Cashmere.
They talk about rolling the other way, but that would set up a double for Gushue by hitting this one dead on and making the back double, and the bonus of actually making the triple sets up a great shot, sets up an angle here for Gushue. He took it on. He had to hit it incredibly thin, and that's exactly what he did. He hit it too thin, 1/4 of an inch from making the double, giving up 3 points.
That resulted in that draw for 3, which G.Howard made easily, and that means it's now a 7-4 advantage for Team Ontario, with lead stones on the way as this yellow one from Craig Saville settles in the 4-foot. 7-4 here with action now underway in 8.
Brad, I'd love to have that one back, Brian. He only missed it by just an eyelash. He hits any more, but they both fly out of there, and it's a blank end. And but you have to be careful. It's easy to criticize after the fact, but missing that narrow would have been a better miss. And hold Glenn to 2. Pick up 2 here. You're still tied with 2 ends to go.
Hard, guys. Go. Lean on it.
Don't want to hog this one as they just drag it over in time, and now it's time for player comparisons. They're brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Well, I think the front end for Ontario has had the advantage in this whole game, and Mark Nichols has made a lot of shots, but Jamie's 80 is a little bit deceiving. Some of them have been behind the tee line. You still get points for. That rock he just threw is just over the hog line, is virtually useless, and Saville is really out-curl Korab, I feel.
Gotta curl a bit, guys. Yep. Line's good.
It's sometimes the percentages are a little deceiving. Like Jamie got that over the hog line by an inch, so they'll give him 4 points because he did throw a corner guard. But with this much curl and this much talent, you can basically kick that rock over to the boards because it's really not going to help at all.
One thing, Russ, we should point out as we watched Jamie Stone just get over the hog line, we watched a couple of the draws late last night. Actually, there was 3 hogs that I remember that were hogged by players, and maybe that's something that they'll have to keep an eye on when it comes to the ice later on in the games.
Good point. A couple of teams said it slowed down a good full second and a half, which represents about 6 to 8 feet. And if you don't pick up on that as a curler, you're going to miss a lot of shots. And yes, you're right, Brian. In this spot, this rock's still on the center line. That's where all the play is. And it definitely, once you run at a pebble, they will slow down a little bit. Great call here for the newer curler. Jamie's rock is useless just over the hog line, but they're going to use it to make a better corner guard. They come around instead of in the rings where it'll be easy to get at. They throw another corner. Team Ontario, because of the score, has to peel us. And now Newfoundland will be left with a very good corner in the 2 position, which is easier to come around and be dead buried. Great call.
Yep, clean. Whoa. A bit of a hot lump at the hog line. Yeah.
As we look now at the seconds numbers, courtesy of Ryan Fry and Brett Lang.
Well, the numbers definitely tell a story, but the draw percentage for Fry is the story, and the 78's not great unless you're playing against Rick or Mr. Lang. But the problem is when he does miss them, he's missing them the wrong way. He's bouncing off in the freezes, going behind the T line back 8, and letting Ontario off the hook.
Take it easy, boys. Hard.
As Ryan throws up another corner guard.
Now you'll see the teams, when Glenn puts the broom down here, they look immediately to the television monitor up top, the huge big screen in the arena, to see what angle they actually have to hit it at.
That's cheating.
Yeah, exactly. But it's very, very smart because you need as a thrower to know exactly where you want to hit it. Look at this. Oh, that's about the best he could do.
Update now on sheet D in the 6th end. It was Quebec picking up 2. That means Alberta and K.Koe with a hammer here in 7, tied up at 4. Both these teams coming in with 5-2 records.
Well, yeah, Quebec was in trouble here. Alberta was sitting 2 buried with the hammer, but Serge Reid made a beautiful in-turn come around and locked it on the face of the Alberta rock, and Koe has no choice but to draw the full 4. This thing's flying. It's got to slow down.
As Carter Rycroft and Nolan Thiessen just watch it, and this stone will indeed slide too far, so that 1 yellow stone on the button will be the counter. Alberta leads 5-4 after 7. Back in our feature game, there's Richard Hart urging on his sweepers, playing the peel, got the red, roll it over, and he'll miss that other red corner guard.
Now you throw this corner guard for a reason, but because these rocks are slightly staggered, there's a bit of an angle, you might see Brad Gushue play a come around with either turn, putting a red one way back here, and now it's a tough shot for Ontario. Usually the rocks are front of the tee line, you're afraid of them, but with the score the way it is, Brad has to hide something and force Ontario to a mistake.
Back here is no good. Okay.
2 ways to do it, around his own corner or around the 2 yellows.
Line's tight.
Russ, always to talk about Mark Nichols and his big weight ability. Where do you rank him when it comes to the quiet finesse draw shots?
He's better and better at it every single year. When I first joined the team, I thought that was the team's weakness, and we identified that, worked on it a lot. They threw away the stopwatch, and they started playing more soft shots. Is he as good as Richard Hart in this particular shot? I don't think so, but he sure makes it up with the big weight shot. But he's a good drawer. The in-between shot, if there's any slight weakness, that's what it is. Well, Richard's a little on the positive side, but 84 is not too bad, and the 84 has been a tough 84 for Mr. Nichols. He's made a couple of phenomenal shots. The double run back triple is the best shot I've seen here all week. The boys had to sweep that a little sooner, get it back a little farther. They're worried about the line, but it's not as deep as they would have liked it. Still creates a higher degree of difficulty for Richard Hart, though. That's what it's all about.
As the lefty will now try get his rock in there.
Good. Hard. Line's good.
Gotta go.
Line's good. Hard. Yeah. We gotta go. Weight's good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Brent. Whoa.
Boy, Richie. Oh, boy, Rich.
Boy, Rich. Good job, man.
Great shot.
Meantime, some handshakes over on sheet A. It's a 7-3 final for Team Saskatchewan as they shake hands early. And Saskatchewan really needed that win as they improved to 3-5. And unfortunately for BC, they pick up loss number 6, which is pretty much lights out at this competition.
We throw Peel and make the
Do we need to get rid of any of them, though?
What?
Do we really need to get rid of any of them?
No, I'm just saying that if you're going to do this, if you don't get rid of any of them, it's going to be hard to make the shooter count.
Yeah. I'm definitely not getting rid of that.
No. And this is either coming back onto this or this, so it's going to stay somewhere in the forefoot.
What I'm thinking is even if I touch that and roll it off,
what
there might be some sort of pocket there, right, for you to freeze to.
Yeah. What if we just play the double and roll this way?
What?
What if we just play this? With firm weight.
I don't mind that.
It's pretty good.
What?
So that's not bad if we do that.
If we play it right on the nose.
I think you got to roll a little this way. You play it on the nose, he throws a guard, we can't get it out.
I don't think he'll throw a guard if we're lying second and third, though.
Well, if we're on the nose, why wouldn't he? Like, if we're right there, he just lobs it anywhere up here, we can't get at it.
Yeah, but we could tap.
And then we got to tap, and then we got to run back. He's not going to...
You can't do that. Yeah, I like rolling a hair. It doesn't have to be on the nose.
I think you want to roll a little.
Okay.
We want rocks and play, right? Like,
you want Peel or?
Kind of wait, Mark.
Well, if you want to get him out, I think we got to throw firm.
Okay.
Straight back double, the one we illustrated.
Right,
if Mark hits it dead on, that's the keys. You have to save the shooter here.
Mark Nichols.
Whoa.
Oh, this thing's flying. It's got a curl.
This is going to get ugly.
Oh, brother.
Sit. Sit.
You have to know how to miss, and I don't want to blame Mark. He's been great all game, but you miss that on the other side. You don't lose your back one. Now that you've lost your back one, you no longer have any red in the rings. Glenn's got a wide open hit.
You got lots of room, man. Yeah. Regular?
Do you need this much weight? In hindsight, they could have swept that all the way down and maybe ticked that yellow one on the side and possibly missed the back red. Falling asleep there a little bit, and advantage Ontario.
Kind of weight.
Normal. Regular. A little more, Rich.
Outside again in the weeds, as we talked about Russ, but just a couple ends ago, he made a successful hit out here before.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. The pebble's definitely worn down. There's been 2 or 3 shots here, a little bit of sweeping. These synthetic brooms really tear the pebble off, so it should be fine out here.
Whoa, whoa.
Just normal.
Weight's good. Whoa, right off. Right off.
As Glenn Howard will hit, stick around, and now Ontario lies 3.
Good shot.
On the horn.
And your brother came to play in this one, didn't he?
It's a big game for them, and they know that the Gushue standing between them and possible first place. And yeah, he's played really well. And Brad let him off the hook with 2 uncharacteristic misses in the end. They gave up the 3 of the 5th, but it's going to be an uphill battle here now.
Maybe a little less.
guys. Freeze it up.
Yeah.
Just playing the freeze to the rock touching the button.
Yeah, the key was Glenn rolled buried there, so there's no chance of blanking. With only 2 red rocks remaining, you cannot blank this in. So you freeze it in, hope to get a jam, possibly score your 2, but this would have to be dead perfect.
Mine's pretty good.
I guess lots.
Move, kid.
A lot of room.
Whoa.
A lot of room.
Whoa. Whoa.
Still tons of room.
Up. Up.
Great attempt there, but because there's a bit of an angle and these curlers can throw it so hard, Glenn can hit it anywhere on the high side and this will fly out of there. More importantly, staying with 2 others in the rings, 1 buried, forcing Gushue to 1. Great try though, just had to curl a tad more.
Goes a hair more, eh? Yeah.
Interesting. Looks like the boys are maybe doing some scoreboard watching. Do you ever catch yourself doing that, Russ?
Yeah, you do, and it's a bad habit to get into. But you know, there isn't much they can do here. So you know, you can take a mental break for a second or two, as long as you can snap back into it.
Final stone without here in 8 for Glenn Howard. Picks the red stone out. And now it's Ontario lying 2, and more importantly, they'll force Newfoundland and Labrador to draw for their single.
Good in, Richie. Yeah. Sure.
Now here's where, if you're getting into competitive curling, where you can try to pick up some idiosyncrasies that you can use later. I would bet my mortgage that he will throw the in-turn draw here. You could play the hit, but the hit's a little bit more dangerous. But Brad loves the in-turn draw. And if you look at the stats, there's a 12% difference between his in-turn and out-turn. Does that mean he's lousy on the out-turn? Not at all. But he would prefer to play the in-turn. And when there's a freebie like this and the skip has either option, the one he throws here is probably his favorite turn.
Would you bet my mortgage too?
Your mortgage is way too big.
Yeah, it's curling big there, guys.
I wouldn't bet that kind of money.
You should consult your wife Wendy before you bet yours as well. Final stone here from Brad Gushue here in 8, and beautiful draw weight as he finds the 4-foot. And Russ and my houses are both safe for now. It's now a 2-point advantage for Ontario.
Yeah.
You get home to make a big family dinner to find your son has a nosebleed, your daughter has her nose pierced, and your nosy neighbor's been nosing around and wants to talk. And talk.
Luckily, there's M&M Meat Shop's famous seasoned boneless chicken breasts, ready, fast, and easy. Because when time isn't on your side, we are.
Hello. What brings you here during bug season?
Credit card company blocked all the good dates.
Bug season?
Here we go. This is fun. Just pretend they're not there.
Dad really needs to switch to Capital One.
With a Miles Plus Platinum MasterCard, travel any airline, anytime. Visit CapitalOne.ca.
That's beautiful, sweetheart.
What's in your wallet?
Tired of searching through your wallet for cards, cash, and ID? Fed up with sitting on that pocket bulge? Introducing the amazing new Palm Wallet. It's the biggest little wallet ever that holds it all and keeps it organized so you find what you need fast. Look, here's a regular large wallet completely filled. Now here's the Palm Wallet carrying the same number of items, but just look at the difference in size. The Palm Wallet stores everything you see here neatly and securely in one super organizing, super convenient, super small wallet. Yet it fits in the palm of your hand. Incredible! Now reclaim extra space in your purse and carry your wallet in comfort. Crafted of genuine leather, the dual compartment design organizes coupons, parking stubs, loose receipts, your money, and so much more on one side. And the accordion file fold has lots of slots to sort, stack, and store lots of cards on the other side. They're right in sight and easy to pull out, making the drive-thru a breeze. There's even a handy ID window, and the thumb pull puts it right at your fingertips. Is everything always falling out of your wallet? The Palm Wallet zip-around zippers keep it all secure. Similar designer Palm Wallets sell for $70. Call now and get the Palm Wallet in genuine leather for just $14.95. But wait, order right now and we'll send you a second Palm Wallet free. Just pay shipping and handling. Makes a great gift. Plus, you'll get this handy credit card size magnifier with each wallet. Now it's easy to read menus, the phone book, labels, and super small print. You get it all. That's 2 palm wallets and 2 credit card size magnifiers, all for an incredible $14.95. And ask how to get the palm wallet in brown and red. To order your palm wallet for just $14.95 plus shipping and handling, call the number on your screen. So don't delay. Order now.
Imagine. Imagine. Imagine!
Lotto 649's next jackpot is $22 million.
There was probably a little more fire this year, I mean, because everyone was talking about the up-and-coming in Manitoba, which is great. And we really wanted to make sure we got to one more at least, and never gets tired of it. I love representing Manitoba and would love to represent Canada again.
We've had some success here in Halifax in the past with the trials, and this is where our first Brier was, and we played pretty well at that. And this is definitely going to be the one thing that we have left, and one thing that we definitely want to achieve.
Well, that was a young-looking Jeff Stoughton. His last Brier victory came in Edmonton back in 1999. He'll go up against Brad Gushue, looking for his first title, and that's later on today. Vic, Lyndon, and Ray will have the call at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time. But in the meantime, Mr. Gushue has his hands full right now with Team Ontario down by 2, as G.Howard has the hammer with action underway here in 9.
Okay, fine.
A little bit deeper than Saville wanted it, but it is buried. Gushue's going to ignore it anyways, even though it's on the button. You have to look at the scoreboard. The scoreboard dictates what Gushue has to do here. He needs to steal, and one guard isn't going to cut it. Now, the ideal with Jamie Korab would be to have a long guard and a short guard, keeping some separation. Unfortunately for the Newfoundland team, there's one virtually in the middle, so it's tough to keep these separated, which will play later into the end when they start throwing peels for Ontario.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Great throw by Jamie there. That's the best he could do to keep some separation.
It's time now for the game story. It's brought to you by Sponge Towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
Well, the 2-3-enders stick out there, and the first one was just pure offense by Ontario. They gave up the tough deuce on a pick, went to the offense, buried 2 perfect rods, one by Richard Hart, one by Glenn, and created 2 misses out of Brad Gushue. And that's really been the difference in the game.
Fly on me, Glenn.
It's over curl.
Heavy. Okay, top. It's all there.
I was just short of that.
Now, under the free guard rule, Ontario would love to peel those, but they can't because they're both in front of the rings. The leads rocks of your opponent's team cannot be removed. So to counter that, the best defense is a good offense. They go in behind. They're not quite where they want them, but the last one's perfect in front of the tee line, dead buried.
Yep. Top 4. T. Close. T. Whoa. Back 4.
Well, that might be the right weight, but it has to curl a ton.
Oh, no, you're heavy. You're heavy. I know.
Hit it hard.
All right.
If they could just put that rock in this position, this position, it's almost impossible to remove. And Ryan's just not throwing to the sweepers today. Whether it's the morning draw or it's a hair faster, could be his rock, but you can't miss heavy.
Blasted high would be nice too.
I think so.
Okay.
Hack or board?
Whatever. He's got lots of work to do if we hit ball here.
Hack.
We can at least get one of the guards.
We get Bam Bam to run that double peel for him.
Tag him in.
Yeah. Just
great. Hack.
Easy.
Whoa.
Easy.
Whoa.
Clean it.
Close.
Clean
Hack.
it. Whoa. Whoa off.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes. Whoa.
Whoa. Right off. Whoa.
Hard. Hard.
Attaboy.
Beautiful shot there. Would have loved to roll the hair farther.
Probably back 8.
Well, look who's in the crowd. The kissing bandit, the CFLer, Adriano Belli, sitting next to probably a relative of Russ Howard. to the left of him. Adriano does not have the wreath on his head. Touchdown Atlantic, Edmonton versus Toronto in Moncton, New Brunswick. Individuals and families can be the first to buy tickets by registering now for a special 24-hour pre-sale that will take place on March 24th. The general ticket sale will kick off on March 25th. Of course, Moncton, Russ, your hometown.
Yeah, beautiful new stadium there. We're pretty excited about it. We got the World University Games coming up this spring also, or summer, I should say. And the CFL game, which will be sold out for sure.
Man, that was great weight.
You know, speaking of Moncton, great moment for you. Not only got to cover the Olympics in Vancouver with myself, but a chance to run with a torch in your hometown. How cool was that?
Well, run's a strong term, but yeah.
Sorry, trot. Did they wheelchair you around? I didn't catch the video.
I got the downhill leg, which was excellent. But that was so neat to halfway through the run, I suddenly realized I'm the only person on the face of the earth carrying this torch, and it was just a neat moment, you know, and a lot of pride.
Whoa! Off! 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 Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Got a beauty. Got a beauty.
Great try. Oh, 2 ways to play this. You normally would peel the guards here and stop Brad Gushue from having a chance to steal. But the only way Brad Gushue is going to steal is to get into this area here. And he couldn't get in there with a Sherman tank right now because there's so many rocks in such a great position. And it's the confidence of Ontario that's impressed me this game. Instead of peeling the guards and trying to open it up, they've made 2 beautiful soft rolls on top of the 2 come-arounds. And it's going to be awfully tough with only 4 rocks left for Newfoundland to get in there.
Little quiet. Yep. Real hard. Oh, it's good. Easy. Easy. Oh, it's good. Whoa. No. Whoa. Oh, it's good. Whoa. This should be okay. Should be real good. Attaboy. Good. Good.
Great shot by Mark, and we talked about can he make the soft shot. There's a good example. That was perfect. I know he didn't get any of them out, but he's opened it up for a chance to get to that button.
What do you really want to do?
I think I was thinking peel the other way, but I guess we go on that.
Go on to the red, yeah. Just peel it, whatever.
Okay.
It's funny, Russ. Beginning this week, obviously Ontario yet to lose a game, but their first few contests, they did not look themselves. Truth be told, Glenn had even said they hadn't actually played in a big game since winning provincial, so that's basically a month off. They did look a little rusty early on. Fair to say, though, they seem to now be firing on all cylinders against a tough opponent.
Well, not only the percentages up there, but their confidence is up there, and I think that's more important. Look at that.
Boy, Reid, I had to go for that one.
You had to get down, you're right.
Let's peek over at our 5-2 teams, that being Quebec and Alberta in action as well on this Wednesday morning. Alberta with a 1-point advantage. Final stone here on the way from Quebec. Serge Reid.
Big shot in the 8th end here. You have to score an 8, or you'd love to take control. Force Alberta to 1-9. You have Hammer coming back, but the sweepers have walked off this one. It's not curling into the slower area. If it stays out there, could be trouble.
You see one yellow stone there as Blake MacDonald moves away. There's the other yellow stone, and oh my, that is a steal of 2 for K.Koe and his team from the Saville Sports Center in Edmonton. So they lead 7-4 in their contest, and look at that little shot as that red stone gets locked on, courtesy Mark Nichols.
That was it?
2 perfect shots to bail them out of a disastrous start to this end, and it's tough now for Ontario to remove it.
I guess. It's definitely jams on the side.
Yeah. Hack on the nose.
Okay.
Yours are going pretty gradual here, eh, Brian?
Gradual. It's not crazy. Yep.
And you have a nice hack.
In past years, Glenn would definitely run the guard here. It's the guard that's going to hurt them eventually. Yes, this is in a dangerous position, but there's nothing wrong with this call. But Richard has to be careful. We know it's a straight spot. If he ticks too much of his own yellow, the red won't go anywhere.
Yep. Whoa, 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 hack. Whoa, whoa. Clean. Whoa.
Off. Needs to get to center.
Whoa.
Right off.
Whoa, whoa,
Needs to get to center.
Whoa, whoa. Clean it. Clean it.
Ah, boy. Great shot.
Great call. I thought they were going to throw normal at that and try to move it around, but what a perfect spot he's left that. But it gives Brad a chance to guard it, and because they left that center guard out there, there's 2 red raises, but you want to be raising your own, the opposition's color in there, which Ontario would have to do. And it's a slight chance to steal one here.
Scared, guys.
Yep.
Mark Nichols turned this around with that nice come around tap back to open up that forefoot.
I think so.
And a couple of 1 and 6 teams going at it. PEI leading Nova Scotia 8-6 after 8.
Halfway. Half. Line's good.
Halfway.
Line's good. Half. Yep. Whoa, line's good.
Halfway.
Whoa. Halfway. Whoa. Stop. Whoa, let her die. Let her die.
Did you say no, it's not?
Whoa. No, I said let it stop.
Oh. You said no, it's not.
Shot.
For now. Just single peel. We run this on our last. Right?
Yeah.
He's forced to try to draw, though, eh? Because we have... But he misses it by anything. Yeah, here.
Very educated call here. They could play the double peel, but by peeling the long one, Brad Gushue has to put it back. And then the guard that's only a foot short of the rings is a shorter run back for Glenn Howard. If he just hits it a little off center, the yellow one that Richard threw is frozen, and they can score 2 or 3 here and end this game.
What about the slash on this one they're hitting? You slash it the right way, it slashes the red stone onto the yellows in there, and you get the job done possibly with 1 rock.
The red raise?
Red slash?
Yeah, that's there also, but you'd hate to have the, it's a good call, but you'd hate to have the red jam on the second red and leave a perfect guard.
Shot.
Easy for me to call up here from my Wednesday night four-man league.
No, but you weren't wrong, because it really was there, but there was danger to it.
Right next to it?
Yeah.
Now this is where the game of curling's really changed. Normally, on straighter ice, Gushue would throw another guard and force Glenn to play a raise, but he knows Glenn can make that raise. The ice is that good, so the best guard in this case is second shot.
Maybe a hair more wouldn't hurt.
But he's aiming at a small area here.
Well, just nibbling
yeah,
the
we
side
can
of
be
the
right
button's
here.
fine, yeah.
Okay.
You like that ice?
Yeah.
Okay.
As we showed off the top of the broadcast, the one thing Brad Gushue has done this week is thrown some very nice draws under pressure. He's tested again here in 9.
Yep. Line's good. It's good. Line only. Whoa. Tee out better.
It's his favorite turn, too. 90% on the intern this week. This is going to be close.
Yep. Line only. Hard. Line only. Line only.
Oh, brother.
Go, hard. Go.
You're a little worried it was deep and they got off it and just ticked the guard.
Think we're that heavy?
Would have been back button.
Back button's pretty good.
A little bit more than that. Back button, back 4.
It's not heavy.
I don't think so.
Jeez.
They feel it was their rush, just a sweeping error?
Yeah, sweeping mistake. In all fairness, they're aiming at a thimble, and it did look a shade heavy, but back button was definitely better than what happened. Now the key here is this rock looks closer than this rock. So all Glenn really has to do is come down here. Doesn't have to overthrow it. This is the key to this team. Keep it soft, tap it back a little bit, and it's an easy 2. If you really had to, Brian, you could throw a missile here, hit it awfully thin, try to make the double for a lot of points. But with the score the way it is, just tapping this back for a single is good enough. But it's automatic for 2, as long as Glenn negotiates the guard here.
So Ontario with a 2-point lead, leading 7-5. Glenn Howard, final stone here in 9.
Perfectly thrown.
Hey, boy, Glenn.
Yeah, good luck.
And quick handshakes as Newfoundland and Labrador and Brad Gushue waste little time in conceding this victory. So Ontario still perfect. Glenn Howard improves to 8-0, and Newfoundland and Labrador fall to 6-2.
2010 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons. proud supporter of Canadian curling.
Redeeming your points with rewards credit cards can be really
Hurry hard!
with their rewards expiration and travel restrictions. Getting rewards you actually want can be really
Hard!
But with a rewards card from Capital One, redeeming is
Easy!
With a Rewards MasterCard from Capital One, it's easy. Travel when and where you want or redeem for cash. Visit CapitalOne.ca.
What's in your wallet?
Yes, do hurry. Our 54-piece Oriental Party Pack is just $9.99 for a limited time. No Bonspiel is complete without these delicious appetizers. M&M meat chops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Hi, it's Fitz with Slap Chop. You're gonna be in a great mood all day because you're gonna be slapping your troubles away with a slap chop. Now look, here's a potato. One slap, you got big chunks for stews. 2 slaps, home fries in a second. You add a mushroom, the more you do it, the finer it gets. You don't have to switch any blades. You love salad, you hate making it. Take the stringy celery, take the carrots, salad. I love pizza too, but once in a while, get the veggies in. At least throw it on top of the pizza. This tuna looks boring. Stop having a boring tuna. Stop having a boring life. Here's a hard-boiled egg. One chop, you add the pickle, you add the green onion. And then what you can do, you can mix things together. You add the ham. You don't have time to make breakfast. You're gonna have an exciting life now. Breakfast to go. You're gonna love my nuts. Watch this. You can do everything in the cover. It's so easy, one finger. Kids can do it. They're gonna charge you $1 for toppings at the ice cream stores. What about fruit? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful on your ice cream? It's so easy to clean. 1, 2. And pops open like that, like a butterfly to clean. Now, these other ones that you've seen in the store, you can't clean it. It doesn't open up. Bacteria gets in the food. You don't want bacteria in your food, right, guys? Forget about that. Take this slap chop onion with the skin. All right, this is making you cry. You're making me cry. Life's hard enough as it is. You don't want to cry anymore. The skin's at the bottom. Hey, look, so you want a little bit of onions. You don't want to drag out the food processor. The skin comes right off. We're going to make America skinny again. One slap at a time. When you buy the slap chop, we're going to give you the grady for cheese. White cheese, yellow cheese in the container. Comes with a twister. And watch this, tacos, fettuccine, linguine, martini, bikini. Comes with 2 blades, just bang it. Fine and coarse, Parmesan. Comes with a cover, stay sealed. Put it in the fridge, take it out when you need it. The slap chop sells for $19.95, and we're gonna give you the grady absolutely free. But if you call now, within the next 20 minutes, because you know we can't do this all day,
we'll double the offer. Just pay separate shipping and handling. So that's 2 sets for $19.95.
Here's how to order.
Call the number on your screen to take advantage of this amazing buy one, get one free slap chop offer. And when you do, ask about our folding cutting board. This is an amazing buy one, get one free deal. Don't miss out. Call the number on your screen. Call now.
Well, if you're just joining us on this Wednesday morning, G.Howard, Team Ontario beating Newfoundland and Labrador and Brad Gushue in our feature game. And that means G.Howard looking very good for that 1-2 game. Gushue and company fall to 6-2. In the meantime, we bring you to a pair of 5-2 teams that are battling, going head-to-head. That in Serge Reid and Team Quebec facing Alberta and K.Koe out of the Savo Sports Center in Edmonton. Quebec playing the Red Stones, Alberta playing the Yellowstones, and Quebec does have hammer here in 9, but Alberta leads this game 7-4.
Only because of Serge's last rock in the 8th end, Brian. He was only 1 down playing 8. Had to draw the full 4 against 2. Got out a little wide into the quick stuff. It didn't curl into the slower area where the path is worn down a bit, and it was a huge steal of 2 points.
Normal?
So there you see in the house the situation for K.Koe. Those 2 yellow stones are obviously Alberta's. The red stone belonging to Quebec that Koe will make a play on. And that'll leave Serge Reid in a very tough position with this final stone. He'll be forced to a single.
Francois had a double to sit 2 points 2 shots ago before we came on air, and he just overthrew it a bit. He made the double, which is great, but he rolled out. He had to save the shooter, and pretty simple 2 wide open hits for Koe here.
And we know hitting is his forte. His final stone here in 9 without.
Good shot.
Away goes the red, and now Alberta lying 4.
Kevin Koe's not afraid when it's a wide open hit like that to throw a missile. Most teams throw control weight. You'd see the Glenn Howard's team would throw maybe board and use the sweepers. A lot of the teams throw normal. Koe will actually whip it down there, but he's one of the best in the world, if not the best, with that high hard one.
And a pair of rookies as well here going head-to-head as Serge Reid, 46 years young. Tried for about 12 to 13 times to get out of Quebec. Finally makes it here in 2010. His first ever Tim Hortons Brier. His final stone here in 9 against a bunch of yellow. And he'll successfully hit end stick against those 4 yellow stones. So it is 1 for Team Quebec. But now an uphill battle coming home as Kevin Koe and Team Alberta will have the hammer and the lead.
2010 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. By Scotty's, proud supporter of women's curling for 29 years. And by Ford. Drive one.
Some of Canada's top teams have already qualified for the Canada Cup next December in Medicine Hat. Little wonder the rush is on to get the best seats in the house. Complete details at seasonofchampions.ca.
Tired of searching through your wallet for cards, cash, and ID? Fed up with sitting on that pocket bulge? Introducing the amazing new Palm Wallet. It's the biggest little wallet ever that holds it all and keeps it organized so you find what you need fast. Look, here's a regular large wallet completely filled. Now here's the Palm Wallet carrying the same number of items, but just look at the difference in size. The Palm Wallet stores everything you see here neatly and securely in one super organizing, super convenient, super small wallet. Yet it fits in the palm of your hand. Incredible! Now reclaim extra space in your purse and carry your wallet in comfort. Crafted of genuine leather, the dual compartment design organizes coupons, parking stubs, loose receipts, your money, and so much more on one side. And the accordion file fold has lots of slots to sort, stack, and store lots of cards on the other side. They're right in sight and easy to pull out, making the drive-through a breeze. There's even a handy ID window, and the thumb pull puts it right at your fingertips. Is everything always falling out of your wallet? The Palm Wallet zip-around zippers keep it all secure. Similar designer Palm Wallets sell for $70. Call now and get the Palm Wallet in genuine leather for just $14.95. But wait, order right now and we'll send you a second Palm Wallet free. Just pay shipping and handling. Makes a great gift. Plus, you'll get this handy credit card size magnifier with each wallet. Now it's easy to read menus, the phone book, labels, and super small print. You get it all. That's 2 Palm Wallets and 2 credit card size magnifiers, all for an incredible $14.95. And ask how to get the Palm Wallet in brown and red. To order your Palm Wallet for just $14.95 plus shipping and handling, call the number on your screen. So don't delay. Order now.
Before we perfected our Quaker bars. Before we created a selection with high fiber and great taste. Before we gave you a variety with a source of calcium. Before we included the right stuff to help you feel good about yourself. We did one very important thing. We hand-picked the perfect oats.
At Best Western, you get more, like with our Double Triple deal. Stay twice and earn double rewards. Triple when you book on bestwestern.com. CAA members get even more. More is good at bestwestern.com.
Well, if you're just joining us here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, draw 12 of the Tim Hortons Brier. Here you see Alberta leading Quebec 7-5 as Serge Reid picks up a single in 9, but it's Kevin Koe and his team from the Saville Sports Center playing Yellowstones up by 2 with hammer here in 10 as Nolan Thiessen attempts the tick shot.
Good shot.
And he plays it to perfection.
A really good shot there, and if you don't know the rule, you cannot remove the first 2 opposition rocks in front of the tee line. By knocking that into the rings, which seems like a bad play, now they can hit it if they choose to.
Steve Villeneuve lead stones for Team Quebec, and that is not a spelling error. Steve is spelled with 2 E's. Now it's all hands on deck from this Quebec team as they obviously need that guard out there. Very crucial, trying to steal 2 here in 10.
That's the beauty of this call. By knocking it into the rings, they cannot remove the center guard yet. They can with their next one.
Yep.
So they have a freebie here to take this one out, and there's only going to be one lone guard for Quebec. What a beautiful shot by Nolan Thiessen with his first one.
Oh.
And his second one. Even Leeds can even peel out here.
He's had a great Brier thus far. Nolan Thiessen, 96% in this game. Those numbers have been very high throughout. Nolan actually a import from Manitoba, played junior with a very good team in Mike McEwen.
89% for the week for Nolan, which is #1 on the list, and he'll be up to 91, 92 possibly for the week with this performance, and those are huge numbers.
Simon Collin, second stones for Team Quebec.
Yep. Et où? Et où? Dans la maison. Come on. Ça visse, les boys. Come on. Hard. Really hard. Okay.
Listen.
Russ, really interesting when you look at the bios that we are given. Obviously, we know a lot about these teams.
Hard.
And you look at this Quebec team, there's really not a lot of content because we haven't really heard a lot about them. But coming here with this field and start off with a 5-2 record, that has to say something.
Unbelievable. And I give Pierre Shred a little bit of credit. Pierre's with them as a fifth and technically / coach. He's been here a lot of times, curled with Guy Hemmings 2 years in a row, lost the final 2 years in a row. And Pierre knows the game inside and out. He's a great strategist. He knows a lot of the teams that are here. And he said to me this morning, he said the best thing that could happen is we played Ontario in our first game. We were probably going to lose our first game no matter who we played, in theory, because of the nerves and all the different distractions, the different ice, the late finish. And by losing to Glenn, everybody's done that so far. And then when they go out to play their second game, they're not as intimidated and they have a little bit of confidence. Might see a few different Europeans in that World Championship because of the ruling that the points do not count for the Olympic berth points this year. So a couple of, I know Sweden and Switzerland that come to mind, are sending their second place team as opposed to the teams that are at the Olympics.
Francois Gionnet, third stones here for Team Quebec.
Oh, no. No.
Et où, là, exactement?
No.
Whoa.
They'd like a little separation. The line's perfect, but this is a pretty short double for Blake MacDonald. He's one of the best at it. He can throw it pretty hard and just off center. Even if you only hit the one here, they're still in good shape.
Blake MacDonald, one of the nice stories here. The last time he played in the Brier was back in 1999. Since then, if your name wasn't Kevin Martin or Randy Furby, you weren't getting here. Misses the run back double there. Blake, though, played with Ken Hunka in Edmonton in '99 and was thrilled to be back here. And you talk about this K.Koe team, and we just had mentioned Serge Reid tried so hard to get out of Alberta. Well, how about K.Koe playing out of the Salvo Sports Center? This is a great team, one of the best in Canada, you could argue, with the success that they have. And finally, they crack through and make it here to their first ever Tim Hortons Brier.
Absolutely. It's been so tough, and they've been so close, too. It's not like they're coming 10th in their province every year. They're coming 2nd or 3rd every year to obviously, arguably, two of the best legends of the game, and Furby and Martin. And I was impressed with them at the trials because they went 4-3, but if you look at the 3 losses, they lost extra end to G.Howard, they lost extra end to Kevin Martin, and Jeff Stoughton from Manitoba had to make a double to beat them in the 10th end, or they could have been 7-0.
Yep.
They also made a lineup switch as well. If you'll remember, it was Blake MacDonald that would throw the final stones for this team not too long ago. K.Koe would call the game, but now Kevin has gone to actually throwing those final stones and skipping the game, and it's worked out very well for this team.
Just peel the top one, eh? He's going
talking there. They don't have to be the hero and run it back. If you run it back and stick it, it gives it a guard for Serge to bury another one. So just make the simple peel.
What? No, I'm saying you don't want to try a double.
46-year-old Serge Reid. He's been curling for 30 years, and I'll tell you what, this year probably the most special. Finally getting here to the national championship.
Now smart here, Kevin could try to run this back, but they're so lined up, if he runs it back and never sticks the red one, the yellow guard that will be a guard, the one he's throwing, Serge can go around it again to be two buried rocks. So the simple peel here, and now no matter where Quebec goes, there'll be a wide open hit for the win.
Of course, tomorrow morning we'll be very excited to be calling Alberta facing the Yukon Northwest Territories, as Kevin's brother Jamie is representing there, and it'll be great to see the brothers go head to head.
Yeah, a little grudge match there for sure, and we'll be covering that game, and it should be a good one. The Northwest Territories record is not that good, but we've seen them play some great games in the past years.
And in chatting with these two brothers before competition got underway, actually,
just outturn on this.
They only recall playing each other once when it comes to tough competition, and actually it was Jamie winning that game. So some bragging rights on the line. Talk with Father Fred, who's been watching each and every draw, very proud, and you can just see him with his grin. He's got both flags waving, one for Alberta, one for the Yukon Northwest Territories, and a really nice story to see them finally compete at the same Brier.
Well played game by Quebec. It was just that missed draw in the 8th end is the total difference in this game. They would be tied playing 9 as opposed to 3 down, and pretty simple shot for Alberta to win here.
Well, Alberta comes in with a 5-2 record. They play New Brunswick this afternoon. Bit of a surprise when they lost to Nova Scotia. That was a wild game. They were down, I believe, 11-2 at one point and nearly had the biggest comeback in Brier history. Failed to get the W, but now with his final stone here in 10, situation fairly simple for K.Koe. Make one of these red stones go away. He picks up win number 6 and gets himself a little bit closer to making the Final Four here in Halifax.
This Alberta team won't throw hack weight at this baby. Just get it down there as fast as you can, keep it clean.
And he is money as he makes that one red stone go away. So it's victory number 6 for K.Koe and his team out of Edmonton, the Saville Sports Center. As for Serge Reid and Quebec, they fall to 5-3. 7-6, your final score here in Halifax.
Critics and audiences agree. Alice is the one to see. Have I made a rhyme? Alice in Wonderland is the #1 movie around the world. Stop that. Alice in Wonderland. See it in Disney Digital 3D and IMAX 3D.
At LensCrafters, now get 50% off lenses, including bifocals, no lines, and prescription sun. And with our 30-day unconditional guarantee, we're sure you'll find the right pair for you. Hurry in before April 3rd, only at LensCrafters.
Taking a bath, not about a Saturday night. Dusty, lost in the dark, thinking everything was alright. Well, I stepped out the top, put my feet on the floor. I wrapped the towel around me and I opened the door, and then I splish splash, I jammed back in the bath. But how was that? I know there was a party going on. There was a switching and a flash, reeling with the feeling, moving
Put something new on your iPhone. A CIBC mobile banking app, because CIBC is the only Canadian bank to offer a mobile banking app for iPhone and iPod Touch users. Pay your bills, transfer funds, and check your balances securely. Plus, you can conveniently locate your nearest CIBC branch. All from CIBC, the only Canadian bank to offer a mobile banking app for iPhone. Now that's worth a talk.
Well, so far on this Wednesday morning, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Ontario, all winners as we check the standings. G.Howard, a perfect 8-0. Alberta, K.Koe picks up a win, so they are 6-2 with Newfoundland and Labrador. And then you see Quebec losing. They're at 5-3. Manitoba, Northern Ontario at 5-2. And one match remaining here on this Wednesday morning at the Halifax Metro Center. A pair of 1-6 teams trying to gain a little bit of confidence. You saw a big 3 spot there from Nova Scotia in the opening end. Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc from right here in Halifax, the Mayflower Curling Club. He has the yellow stones. He's got one yellow stone there on the forefoot. He has a guard, but the hammer does belong to Rod MacDonald and PEI. Rod playing out of the Charlottetown Curling Club. He has hammer playing the red stones, getting ready to play his first here in 10.
Roddy can see the piece of this on the outturn side. I thought he might play the quiet tap back. That's a pretty dangerous position for that yellow rock, but the theory is peelless. Nova Scotia has to put the perfect guard on, and if they do, PI has to draw the button.
Okay.
So there you see the yellow stone belonging to Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc.
Shot, Rod.
Also in his rookie debut here.
If I go there.
You don't, but isn't he drawing even if we're there?
No. I mean, well, I think you just bait him a little bit, right? That's all we got.
I'm just thinking, if we tempt him to play the double, because we're lying two, the longer it is.
Why don't we take the out turn and go right there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking out turn for sure.
Oh, are you?
Oh, yeah.
No, let's actually, you know, we should stick with the side we know. Because if we show half the rock, he might be baited into playing a little soft shot or something.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's a little more than we had, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So, half 8, half 12?
Yeah.
I like the theory, Brian. They want to put it basically in that position because if they put it here, it leaves the draw open to the button. By putting it on a bit of an angle in that position there, it makes it very tough to draw, and it also makes it tough to come around with the out-turn. It's kind of half guarding and half not guarding, and you cover both shots, the hit and the draw.
Stuart McLean, the veteran, you see there in the house holding the stick for this young man, Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc.
Line's pretty good.
His final stone. 5, 6, here in 10 without hammer.
Line's good.
5, line's good.
We're all tied up at 8.
Line's good. 5.
We've seen it under pressure for years. If you leave the opponent one shot, he can zero in on it. If they can get this in the right spot, there's kind of 2 options for PI, and sometimes that can throw you off.
Whoa, 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 whoa. All right.
Well, he had the line there, but he didn't quite get the weight, just 3 or 4 feet deep, and now the double's there with a nose hit. It has to be perfect, but it's a pretty easy double.
2 feet heavy.
Sonny Russ, we just picked up this game, obviously. And as we look at the numbers here, Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc, 75% thus far, and Rod MacDonald at 67%. But make this shot, stick it, numbers don't matter. He picks up win number 2 here at this Tim Hortons Brier.
Great point. You make this one, you'll be all the way to 68% and happy for it.
So from the Charlottetown Curling Club, Rod MacDonald, final stone here in 10, playing a double to pick up win number 2.
Oh, this is trouble here. I think it's not going to be 68. It's going to be 65. He's out on the outside. It's not going to curl enough.
And a steal of 1 for Nova Scotia. As Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc will pick up the victory. Handshakes once again. 2 teams that are on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoff picture. But in his rookie debut, a nice way to pick up win number 2 as Nova Scotia wins 10-8 as they indeed stole 2 in this one. And that brings us to the updated standings. The big story at the top, G.Howard, Team Ontario at 8-0, looking very good for that 1-2 game. Newfoundland and Labrador, Brad Gushue loses to Ontario. They fall to 6-2. Alberta 6-2, as well as the Big Four are right up there. And speaking of the big names here, how about Jeff Stoughton at 5-2, facing Brad Gushue, who will try and rebound as Vic, Linda, and Ray are back at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Nova Scotia, all winners on this Wednesday afternoon. On behalf of Russ and myself, thank you for watching TSN.
Due to the length of the preceding program, we now join our regularly scheduled program already in progress.
We're about to see.
I couldn't put it better myself. Over the last 5 years, we have been able to establish the brand here in Canada. It's well known. We have an absolutely dedicated customer base. It's growing day over day. And the reason why we are here now is because I believe the